machine, angry kid, bad at every level, calling out the kings and the fish and lady devils. Paradise is burning down, words of paradise, burning down the town. He talks, he fights, he stays up through the night. Paradise is burning down, words of paradise. He wears a digital crown.
Welcome back to another episode of Leon. How are all you vital idols doing? Let me tell you, we got a show today, boys. And like the 3 fucking girls that watch my show, well, we got a show today because I lied. Not intentionally, but I'm a filthy fucking liar. You guys already called me a Jew, so now I guess I really am one because I am full of lies. Topic change. We probably aren't going to get to the GTA Discourse. I made this stream, and 40 minutes after the stream went live, in terms of like for you guys to click on and stuff, Kami Mommy dropped a video. And you know how it works up in this bitch. Anytime Sean had released a video, we react to it. We're still going to cover the Stellar Blade stuff because, frankly, people are crashing out like that over a motherfucker. And I cannot pass up time about it more. Thank you, those of you that watched the video on today. It means absolute loyal to me. But no. We got to do some Kami Mommy. Before we get into that, I can't do it alone. Cindy is sick, but of course we have my partner in crime, better half, Sevy with the heavies. Tell the people who you are, what you do, what you got going on, the whole nine.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am Sevy. I'm a lawyer. I'm a gamer. I just released a video today, so make sure to check it out after the stream. On the whole Chauvin appeal. So we talked about Minnesota and the whole shebang and whether it makes sense and how Minnesota is one of the most horrible states to live in. So there you go.
Yeah, and not just because of the obscenely cold weather, but also Somalians are disgusting and Tim Walz is a fucking jackass. So there's plenty of reasons that Minnesota sucks. But we're not going to get into them here since that's where you live, and I'm a good boyfriend. That being said, shout out to all y'all. Let's address some pre-stream legends. Say hey to the chat. We got the true Aztec warrior saying "Salud, hermano," which I assume means cheers. Cheers to you.
It says cheers, brother. Cheers.
There it is. Thank you. Thank you
I'll
for the
say
translation.
Cheers, even though I'm not a brother, but cheers to you.
Thank God. Then we got True Aztec Warrior with another Diary Do, and then another 2-banger, Book of Bananas giving us some cancer. Shout out to Book of Bananas. 2 different instances of 5 jewels. Thank you. I appreciate them, even if jewels are cancer. And Rudaka with a $2 super sticker. It says yum. Yum indeed. Shout out. Thank you all so much. Yes, for those of you that don't know, we do in fact grift up on this bitch. We got tier goals. Tier 1, we hit a hundo. We extend the show. We bring you guys on. We play some Jabbox together, talk some shit, get super fucking racist. It's absolutely a great time. Tier 2, we spin the wheel of movies, and we whatever it lands on, we do a Discord movie watch party night on Thursdays. Yesterday we did Sword of the Stranger, which was an anime film I'd never seen, and it was fucking awesome. Highly recommend. It's one of those things that even non-anime fans can enjoy because it doesn't have a lot of those like weird and again, I say weird in a good way. I think we should keep anime weird, but by the same token, there's a lower barrier to entry for this movie because it doesn't have a lot of the more weird anime like tropes and whatnot people get used to. So yeah, it was a great pick. Whoever recommended it, I don't remember who suggested last week, but it ended up being a great pick. So well done. And then tier 3, shout out 300. We forsake my day off. Sunday usually my day off. We forsake my day off and we do a Sunday special stream. And in fact, I'll be taking it a step further.
Oh,
I'll be taking it a step further. Super secret 4th tier goal. We hit 400.
What?
If we hit 400, I'll play Dustborn on stream.
Are you serious?
It was gifted to me. It was gifted to me. Someone wanted to put me through the torture. If we hit $400 in donations tonight, I will play Dustborn on stream.
That is ridiculous. Oh my God. You're gonna suffer. Hey, chat, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's make him suffer. You know, in fact, let me just, because I want to see you suffer. How wouldn't I be the best girlfriend ever?
Well,
if I didn't have you suffer just a tiny bit, you know, we need to get him to suffer.
That Darn Otaku with a 5 anger says, so unlike some people, I actually send more than $1. Oh, damn, shade. Most of the time I'm not broke. Well, shout out. Thank you. I appreciate you. Always enjoy the crisp 5. I absolutely will. And then Sevi says, best girlfriend, which you absolutely are. Thank you so much. You didn't need to do that, hon. And then Matt Stanford says, suffer. I will certainly be suffering. But again, we have to hit that full goal. CFH90, the OG cowboy from hell, coming in with 5 gifted Words Bearers memberships. You absolute fucking legend. Thank you so much. Demon Carol with a 10 banger, better than throwing him in a pool. Almost. Yeah, either one. I can't say I'm a fan of either fucking one. So shout out. Thank you, Oso. So let me play y'all a couple of clips. So first of all, Sev, this one is for you. Truly appreciated. Thank you. You know what? Let's go with... Oh, right, because you also don't like black people, just like me. This is for you, then.
Leon, Moxie, are y'all niggas happy? Y'all happy? You proud of yourself? I hope you niggas is happy. Congratulations to all the new single moms on the channel, but I just hope you niggas are just so happy with what you've done.
That was Atreus playing Dustborn. I believe in that clip, he's playing Dustborn dressed as a clown.
It makes me so happy to see him suffer.
He never finished his playthrough. Unlike Atreus, I will finish it for you guys, by the way. As soon as we meet Atreus, I will play Dustborn to completion. I don't know if I'll do it in single sitting stream or over the course of multiple streams. It'll just depend on how long the game is and how much I can take. But unlike Atreus, I will actually finish the game. Matt and CFH90, you guys are absolute fucking legends. Truly appreciated. This is for you. I will come anywhere you want me to come.
All over his backside, run! I want to fuck you in the ass right now. Thank you. It's nice to get some appreciation around here.
Armis Entreri says, Dustborn Fund. Suffer. Yeah,
Let's go.
I mean, you guys are off to a strong fucking start. I'll give you that. So yeah, Artemis and Demon Carol, again, truly appreciated this for you guys. You absolute fucking legends. Let's give you guys some more blacks.
You racist motherfuckers! I didn't
didn't know how to bring you back.
Look at this nigga's face. Look at his face. Look at his fucking face.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Legion of Mats. I love how he changed his name. Shout out to you. Matt changed his name after the great show we had on Zax's channel. Legion of Mats for a 2-banger. Legion of Mats shall pay a toll for suffering. Truly appreciated. My boy Bishop's opening. What's up, Leon Sav? Chat. Super busy. Possible sysadmin engineering job. So interviews and studying. Gym time soon. Bomb listening. Homie, I say this from the bottom of my heart. Best of luck. I don't know whoever's in chat is the praying type or whatnot. You know, pray for him to get his job. This job. Bishop is truly a wholesome, salt of the earth guy. One of the nicest guys I've ever met on and off this platform. If anyone deserves it, it's you. So definitely, you're my thoughts, homie. You're gonna crush it. You're a smart motherfucker. So I know you got this. Truly appreciate you, homie. And yeah, guys, make sure to send some good vibes to our boy Bishop. And last but not least, future over you, the IRL bestie Paul. Speaking of Atreus. What's up with that plug? He and I have talked about it. We need to iron out a few more details, but he and I have talked about it. There's things happening behind the scenes. Behind. Get it?
Behind. Oh, TMI. So stuff we don't want to know. Okay, skip.
All right, crew. One more video for you guys. One more video of the blacks, and then we'll start saying some hellos.
I know now that it could never work between us. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
And last but not least, Dat Tarno Taco with a 5-banger. I'm a team player. Here's another, even crispier. Actually, it says crisper, but I like crispier better. I done a build and put in the suffering piggy bank count. It's amazing. Apparently, all you have to do on this platform. See, why didn't Johnny Somali do this? Why didn't Johnny Somali just was like, oh, I'm just gonna go to all these other countries and be a fucking douchebag when he could have just played fucking Dustborn and he wouldn't be sitting in a South Korean prison. What an idiot. Ezra sent 5 jewels. Shout out Ezra. Thank you so much. Tara Crystal with a 2-banger for a Sevi cosplay goal if there is one. I will leave that up to Sev and we can discuss that behind the scenes. And I will let you guys know if we do a cosplay goal. All right. Let's say some hellos, and then I will update the dollar amount because there's actually 25 added to this. Jackass G2 is here. Ghost of Valhalla, truly appreciate you. Philip Morgan up in this bitch. Mr. Melancholy. Lord Doomer, what is up? The True Aztec Warrior. Prater Mine. C.E. Winnick. Also, and I didn't even say until now. I feel like such a douchebag. Thank you, Hypno, and thank you, Badger, for the pre- and post-show raids. Truly, again, I'm so blessed. Thank you guys. Hypno, the Bigot Army, Badger Bastards. Thank you all so much. The raids are truly appreciated. We got 208 people watching right now, live across all platforms. Let's see. We got 150 you on YouTube and the rest over on probably Kick, maybe a few Twitter X stragglers. Anyway, shout out. Thank you for the raids. The Gaming Wolf is here. ACC 75, Matt Stanford, Panthers up in his bitch. Future over you, Valiant Goat. Clipboard 20. We got Dax and Arbus mod on the whole damn land. Appreciate you, Dax. Edmund Wubber is here. Demon Carol. You love to fucking see it. Truly appreciated. Mind Sniper is here. Irony. You love Mind Sniper's a dope ass name. Shout out to Irony. Rudaka is up in his bitch. You love to see it. Garrett Targaryen. Appreciate you. Seabrew. Leaf Erickson. What is up? Leaf Jackass G2s, I think I've actually said twice now, but whatever. Little Miss Anonymous LMA saying meowdy. Well, she didn't say her typical meowdy, y'all, but we still got a meowdy, and that's what matters. Artemis Entreri is up in this bitch. Shout out to you. Man, it's Sleeping Nova. So many of you goddamn legends and vital idols in here today. Anthony Shaddix is here. Derillium holding it down over on Kick. What's up, Derillium? Carlos Batista. Gloom-Eyed Prince. King Too Tall. You'll love to see it. Bro is goy. Because I lied to you guys and we all know the Jews lie. I am goy now. Cool Gamer 4.0. Shout out. Slay Every Game is here. Yeah, I mean, I've got so many. Poker Race. What is up, Poker Race? I think I got King Too Tall. Called you out twice. Wishing Star. Let's talk about this DEI hire work and shift up. That'll be a second topic. We're going to talk about the Shoe on Head video first. Then we're going to talk about the DEI hire. Spoiler alert, by the way, he's not a DEI hire. If you want me to say he's one, I'm not. I did the research, put out a banger video today. There is no evidence he's a DEI. First of all, it wouldn't be a DEI hire. It'd be a DEI specialist. But that's neither here nor there. The Runway Vagabond, what is up, my little black homie? Lithium Lux Eterna holding it down over on Kick. Gooch presents. Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Gooch. Devil in Red modding it up over on Kick. Shout out, thank you, homie. Melphis Sky is here. QJ, long time no see. How you doing, QJ? Appreciate you for showing up. Terra Crystal, guy, I can keep going with names all fucking night. Unfortunately, I can't. I'm gonna have to put a stop to it right here because we got some grifting to do. By grifting, I mean reacting to Shoe-on-Head's content and shamelessly stealing it. But last but not least, Twisted Master with a 5-banger. Surprise, surprise, Leon cries. I was half expecting to see surprise, cockfags. But no, I guess you probably can't send that in a super chat. Thank you for the 5-banger and Book of Bananas with Jules. Fun fact, Jules do not count towards the grift goal because YouTube still has not actually told us how to fucking calculate those. So there's no way for us to put them towards a goal of any sort.
Oh, Devil in Red just gifted me a sub over in Kick.
Hey,
let's
over
go. Thank you.
Shout out, yes, over on the Kick side things, our boy Devil in Red. Shout out, Devil. All right, y'all came in with a few more downloads. Thank you. One more clip.
I know you've done absolutely nothing productive today, but who gives a shit? You're just a weird little gay boy doing the best you can, and I'm proud of you for making it this far in life as a gay little weirdo. Keep shining.
Keep shining. I played that one because for those of you guys that don't know, that is actually Sevi's favorite anime.
It is.
Yeah, unironically, that wasn't a joke. Like, yeah, Eva is your favorite anime. Alrighty. As far as the cosplay goal for Sev, alrighty. Let's say, since we already have the 300 and 400, we'll meet in the middle, say 350. 350 for Sevi for a cosplay goal. Cosplay will be dealer's choice because I don't really know what you have beyond. I know you got like a pirate and like a medieval thing. So I'll let cosplay be dealer's choice. But yeah, 350 and we will get Sevi and some cosplay. Alrighty. With all that being tended to, MAGA was right. We were crazy. Are Democrats okay? Democrats have never been okay, and women have never been okay. Specifically, liberal white women, but really women in general. Sorry, hun, you're the exception, not the rule, but let's be real, your kind of fucking sucks. But let's see what Kami Mommy gotta say.
Video was about woke one, a new phrase coined by leftists and Democrats online that is being used to distance themselves from the terrible PR disaster that was the last few years for the left in America.
The last few years?
Oh, it's
probably the last 10 years at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy Pelosi kneeling in full African garb to honor.
Oh my god.
Why, that was just woke one. And how, in my opinion, that was not woke one. And how woke one actually started in like 2012, 2014 with Gamergate, Me Too, Tumblr era feminism, the whole pre-Trump era wokeness before it was even called woke. And I talked about how I don't want them to rewrite history and pretend this all started in like 2020. After uploading that video.
And it was a great video. We reacted to that video. The reaction clip is up on the channel. You guys should watch it because, yes, I am one of those OG. For those of you that might be new to my channel, I got an influx of new subs after my Stellar Blade shit today. For those of you guys that may or may not be familiar with me, I'm an OG, quote-unquote, anti-woker. Back before that term even existed. We was anti-SJW culture. Yes, I was there at the original Gamergate. I am, in fact, Unk Leon, as you can see here, it is Unk Leon. Now, Unk does not have anything to do with my age. I'm an Unk because I'm actually I'm ultra. I'm sorry, I'm an ultra nationalist conservative. That's what it is. Oh yeah, ultra nationalist conservative. That's why I'm an Unk. But yes, so the rewriting of the quote unquote woke history is insane.
On woke one, I thought I was free, that I would never have to hear the insufferable, delusional term woke one ever again. I thought I could finally move on with my life. Yeah, I thought.
What do you make of those commercial statements? I'm sure you've seen. I mean, she's, the Thanksgiving dust up, abolish prisons, abolish police.
Francesca Hong has made clear her present stances to her electorate.
Yeah, she's moved away from a lot
Right,
of that.
she's moved away from it. Of course, rhetoric in that time is not rhetoric that we would use today. I have a local city councilman that has this saying, woke one was crazy.
Oh my
As somebody who lives in Minnesota, who's more insufferable, Tim Walz or Ocasio-Cortez?
Penny Flanagan and Elon Omar is more insufferable than
Okay,
her.
right, but I asked between those two. Yes, Ilhan Omar is the worst of all of them, by the way. I'll agree with that. But it's between Tim Walz and Ocasio-Cortez.
AOC and Waltz,
Yeah.
AOC is more insufferable because Waltz doesn't talk very much. So you can withstand him a little bit better. Every time AOC talks, I want to grab a hammer and just hit my head several times until I lose consciousness.
I will accept this answer. Based.
Now, as an ex-AOC fangirl, I feel like I am well within my rights.
What was that?
I did not know she liked her. There's nothing to like about her.
Oh, yeah. Again, Sean has that made no qualms with the fact that, yeah, she used to be an absolute leftist. Like, ever since the beginning of her career. I was watching her back when she was a leftist way back in, like, 2014, 2015. Yeah, she does love herself some populist lefties like AOC and Bernie Sanders, but thankfully she's grown and realized she was a fucking moron.
Jesus. Okay.
It's to say, not so fast, bitch. I watched these people go from anti-establishment, fighting the man, become the most preachy, buck-broken, neutered HR department Karens in real time. I remember when she broke away from the Bernie Sanders campaign after he dared go on Joe Rogan. I watched this all happen, and I held on. I held on for a long time. Many would say too long, in fact. But this clip of AOC talking about woke one really solidified how I've been feeling for the past few years. In this video, I will be responding to AOC trying to walk back woke one in what I can only assume is a desperate attempt to distance herself from the more crazy people in her movement before a future
the more crazy people in her movement, as if she is not one of the most batshit insane people within her own movement.
I would say Nancy Pelosi and Bernie Sanders are way crazier than her, but she's up there. I'm not saying she's running completely unscathed.
No, I think on a scale of 1 to 10 on the crazy leftist scale, AOC is probably about a 7. And a real 7, not an IGN 7, a real 7.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you look at Pelosi and Bernie Sanders and all the shit they say, or what the guys, the dude's name, anyway.
Presidential run. Now, while politicians are out here trying to dodge accountability for things that they've said and done, the rest of us are out here figuring out how the we're gonna afford anything. People are getting squeezed from every direction. Rent costs too much, groceries cost too much, everything costs too much. At this point, I'm scared to open my wallet because I know it's gonna be empty. Actually, that's not true. It's full of shit. Just random gift cards from 2011 that I've never used. I don't even know what half this stuff is. But thankfully, I have a product that can help with just that. So,
all right, crew. Y'all know the drill. If we're going to be stealing motherfuckers' content, we let their ad read play out. And thankfully, Shu usually has a pretty damn good ad read. So,
before we get into today's video, let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Ridge. Ridge is known for creating premium minimalist wallets that can hold up to 12 cards and conveniently store your cash. They're made with RFID blocking technology, which protects you from wireless identity theft. One of the things I love about their products is they come in so many different designs. Their store features over 30 unique colors and styles. My favorite right now is the titanium purple. I love the sleek design and I love the very subtle purpley color. I think it's gorgeous. Another cool product that works well with the wallet is the Ridge Tracker card. It's like an AirTag in the shape of a credit card. You just put it right in your wallet, and if you ever lose your wallet, you can find its location right from your phone. Plus, it charges wirelessly and can last up to 5.
Do you see the thirsting going on in this motherfucking chat right now? Like,
yeah, they're losing it. They're losing it.
So damn cute. But yeah, to be fair though, Ridge knows what they're doing. Ridge ain't pulling none of that ghost of Yote shit. They're like, oh yes, we need an attractive woman to shill our product and the dudes will purchase it. So if anything, good job, Ridge. You and Shift Up are really keeping the culture alive.
5 months on a full charge. But Ridge isn't just focused on wallets anymore. They also created a very useful 5-in-1 power bank. It comes with MagSafe wireless charging and even a charging pad for your Apple Watch. Ridge has also created new 24-ounce water bottles. I've got the American traditional design. I love it. It's so cute. It's like little retro tattoos made from double-walled stainless steel. It keeps your drink nice and cold for hours. I'm taking a trip to Italy soon, and I'm definitely going to bring the water bottle and the wireless charger. These will come in handy. I think Ridge's products are great, but don't just take my word on it. Ridge has over 100,000 5-star reviews. And now they even have something extra special. This year, Ridge is hosting a massive sweepstakes, and this time 2 people can win. The winners get to choose from a Lamborghini Huracan Sterrato, a Hennessy Velociraptor, a Ford.
Someone in chat was saying that Ridge is expensive. This is why Ridge is expensive. Just saying.
But
Bronco.
dude, I just kept thinking tax consequences when they're like saying like,
dude,
you can win all this
really.
stuff. My immediate thought was, holy fuck, the amount of fucking money you're gonna have to pay on your taxes next year.
There's no way on the fucking just what I make being a streamer full time, guys. Believe it or not all streamers are like crazy wealth or anything. I am doing just the same as every other person in America right now, which is struggle busting. If I was to win this and then like I had to get the Lambo or whatever. Yeah,
Oh, shit.
there's no way that's the taxes. I just couldn't fucking do
No,
it. Son.
like what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to sell it, and then you're gonna have to pay probably a third or close to 2/3 of that stuff in taxes.
Yep.
Oh, that's horrible. Anyway, sorry. I know like they're trying to get you excited to buy it to be, but like my head immediately goes to, oh fuck, the fucking taxes on that gift.
And obligatory taxation is theft.
Mm-hmm. You betcha.
The government can suck it.
Or $100,000 in cash. The giveaway runs until September 8th. There are tons of ways you can enter, but you can also just enter it for free. But if you want to boost your chances, every Ridge purchase gets you additional entries. So head over to ridge.com/shoe to check out their collection and enter the 2026 sweepstakes for free using my link. Big thanks to Ridge for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. And now, back to the video. Now, before we get into the real meat of this, the real juicy, this is the politician AOC and the interviewer are talking about.
Why is her face so weird? It looks like it has like weird lumps.
I will show you exactly why her face is so weird. Because this is actually Ian Miles Chong in disguise.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. Oh my
Guys,
god.
tell me you don't see it, crew. Tell me you don't see it. We got this broad.
I see it.
And we got Ian Miles Chong.
I see it. This is so bad. Hold on. Hold on. Let me do a. Where's my thing? Okay, put the.
Put the what?
Keep it there for just 1 second.
All right, will do. Before I see the chat sees it. Yeah, bad Asian genetics. Yeah, for everybody out there that's like, oh, Asian's so hot, Asian's so beautiful. Y'all gotta understand that, like, we only ever really see the attractive Asians because usually Asians are smart enough to not want to show off the bad looking ones to the rest of the world. They usually keep them hidden behind like closed doors and basements and deep freezes until they come to America where people have such a lack of understanding of what true beauty is. You can get Stephanie Lei Huang Miles Chong up in this bitch. So needless to say, that's what we're working with.
Okay.
I don't know what kind of Asian she is, to be fair. What were you saying, hun?
Oh no, it just looks so bad. Is it true? Was she an actual Dr. Pimple Popper? Is that like for real, or like because like her face has like all this like little like weird, it doesn't look like normal. I don't know if that's because of some vaccines or something that she got or what, but that's like, well, yeah, you know how like there's sometimes like some vaccines that like disfigure people. So
I honestly, hun, I think it's probably more likely she was just born fugly. Like, let's be real.
is a progressive DSA candidate who recently lost her primary. Francesca Hong has a few interesting tweets from 2020. Who among us does not? But most notably, one about wanting to cancel Thanksgiving. Cancel Thanksgiving. Should have done this in 1621. If it takes a worldwide pandemic for us to realize we should stop celebrating colonialism and the original super spreader event that killed indigenous folks and women, so be it. Please don't.
Oh dear.
I just put it side by side. That's all I did.
There's the side by side, folks.
It looks very similar.
Well, the reason it looks similar is they're actually brother and sister, just like their parents. Just like their parents. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Cancel Thanksgiving. The original super spreader event, by the way. I don't think this gal knows her history. The smallpox blankets and stuff was actually the Spanish conquistadors. It also was not intentional. There was no understanding of germ warfare back then, and that was happening in Central and South America, and parts of Mexico. Whereas the pilgrims that came to Plymouth Rock and whatnot was the northeast of the United States. So this woman is just geopolitically retarded. She is, and historically retarded. She is not one of them smart Asians. A Tiger King Rex Carter, she is not.
Don't gather for the colonizer holiday. Please do wear a mask. I forget that people actually speak like this, and it's not just like some conservative parody of liberals.
One thing that they brought up as well was a post from you in 2021 where you...
Bro, hold on. The filters be doing some heavy lifting here, bro.
She fixed all the stuff she had on her
No,
face.
she did not fix it. This is filters and good lighting. That's what it is done now. This is filters and good lighting. She didn't get anything fixed. This is just filters and good lighting doing some heavy fucking lifting.
Damn.
Brought up as well was a post from you in 2021 where you said Americans should cancel Thanksgiving, should have done this in 1621. Do you still believe that Thanksgiving should be canceled?
I'm a chef. Bringing folks around the table to share conversation and build community is always a good thing. But Thanksgiving is also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our community.
Oh,
Don't get me wrong.
Come on. She and my sister can get together on the fuck you train, and I hope you die a miserable death. And after you die, I will throw a bonfire on your body, and then we'll celebrate and have s'mores.
So I would like to draw attention to something she just said. Let's roll the clip back a bit.
It's also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our community.
Full stop. People in our community. What? I have met many an Asian in my life. Also, for those of you that don't know, despite the fact I talk about it all the time, lived on the Cherokee Nation myself. The Pilgrims didn't fuck around with Asians in Thanksgiving. There weren't really even Asians there. Like, what do you mean, our community?
Is she Native American?
No, she's Asian.
Then how would it be her community?
That's my fucking point.
Oh my god, this makes no sense whatsoever.
Don't get me wrong, I love the struggle session. They're putting these candidates through reading their old woke 1.0 tweets back at them like a dog that peed on the carpet. What is this?
That is not a struggle session. You know what a struggle session is? What they did to Gina Carano, where they had her stand and then they had like 20 people go around and surround her and yell at her.
I think you misunderstood what she was. Because first of all, yeah, I mean, you're correct about that, Gina Carano. But what she's saying is that like when these journalists come out there and they actually show these old clips and whatnot, and the politicians have to try and justify them. They're having a struggle session like live on camera to justify their beliefs. That's
well,
what
it's just because it's just because they suck. It doesn't necessarily mean that equates to a struggle session similar to what Gina Carano went through.
Yeah, but I'm saying that she's just using the term differently. It's not not what she meant by struggle session.
Got it.
What is this? But the quotes and replies from like Democrats and leftists on this were even funnier. Is it so hard to just say, no, I do not want to cancel Thanksgiving? Even if you do want to, just lie? Why is she catering so hard to the fringe? Does she want to lose her election? Why can't she just lie? This woman is an optics nightmare. Just say no. Say it was a joke. Say it was woke one. Just lie, for fuck's sake. Just say no. Just lie, please. No, she shouldn't lie, and she...
First of all, yes, she should. She should lie. Because I don't ever want an honest politician. I would actually be more scared of an honest politician than a politician that's fucking lying. Same with a woman, by the way. Women, y'all lie a fuck ton. So she should lie. But also, hey, it's Tiger King Rex Carter. Say his name and he shall appear. We were talking about how the Asian girl that we're watching completely break down is not one of the smart Asians like you. Anyway, what was I saying? Seeing the fucking leftists crash out, like they're finally realizing their optics are so bad that you can't just come out and say this shit anymore, that doesn't work anymore, that people are so fucking tired of it that they don't care. You've got people like me now just saying, oh yeah, Uncle Leon, ultra nationalist conservative, just openly because it's fucking funny. The realization, the brief moment of clarity and reality kicking into leftists is a thing of beauty.
He's not trying to cater. This is what she truly believes. And the people should know exactly what she believes. She has talked about her half-white son, that he gives her a, quote, proximity.
Someone in the chat asked if she was married to a white man. And I guess there's our answer. Her half-white son.
Oh, God.
She has talked about her half-white son, that he gives her a, quote, proximity to whiteness.
I wasn't always aware of the struggles of other communities of color because for me, assimilation always kind of took over. And so I did marry, my proximity to whiteness continues, right? My son is biracial. He's half white and half Korean.
I love the hesitation.
She's like, she's Korean.
I married my child is half white. She can't even bring herself to say it. Activists in
as a proud Latina, you
Yes.
told me some very interesting things about your dating history. By interesting, I mean base as fuck, and that is you only date white people.
Yeah.
See? And you're proud of it. This dumb broad couldn't even admit to the camera that she married a white man. You're over here like, bro, I will only date white people. That's based.
the streets, colonized in the sheets. Many such cases. Also, Francesca Hong just hates all holidays, apparently. This woman is straight up Grinch maxing. She's got a hate tweet for every fucking holiday, I swear to God. Except for Kwanzaa. Of course.
Happy Kwanzaa, all those celebrating the time of togetherness and vibrancy and culture. May this be the first day of unity be shared with love. She does know why.
What is Kwanzaa? I don't get it.
Kwanzaa is basically a made-up holiday that is so that black people could have their own version of Christmas.
Are you serious?
Kwanzaa is a fake holiday made in America in the 1950s that they lied about all the cultural traditions of past Africa so they could have a competing holiday to Christmas. Also, she's talking about Happy Kwanzaa here. And does she know why the hashtag Stop Asian Hate was created? Does she know what people group perpetrated the most amounts of the Asian hate? Spoiler alert, it's the people that celebrate Kwanzaa.
That is so funny.
Why would she hate Kwanzaa? When asked how her long-term vision of a world without prisons would work, Hong said, "What I know is attainable, and the policies that actually meet the urgency of the moment and understanding the realities of it means we have to ensure that we're funding our local governments, that we're bringing justice to victims." She added, "What may have been aspirational is not primary." What may have been aspirational. So it's still an aspiration. It's still a goal. It's just not the primary one.
So by the way,
also her opponent,
and she was born in Madison, Wisconsin to Korean American parents. There is no Native American in her, is just Korean people because they immigrated from Korea.
So I said a few days ago on stream something that I'm now kind of ashamed I said. I was talking about my immigration policies. Now, for those of you guys that know me, you know my immigration policies, which are Zero. None. Dunzo. We finished. There's no more immigration. I don't care if you were not born here. And frankly, we need to get rid of people. Even if you were born here, like this dumb bitch we're talking about, even if you were born here, like this dumb bitch, I think you should be able to be denaturalized and shipped the fuck out. Then I said something else. I said, however, I might make an exception for Asians because they understand the score. They got to come in. They assimilate. They're good. I might be walking that back. I might be taking that back. Sorry, guys. No more Asians. This bitch ruined it for you.
Said this.
People try to call me the establishment. I look at that as a slur, particularly as an African-American candidate.
So cancel Thanksgiving or establishment is a racist slur. Your Democratic Party, sir. Anyway, my point is, Francesca Hong's old tweets about defunding the police and whiteness and Thanksgiving, they were being all hand-waved away by AOC as just simply being woke one.
Woke one was crazy.
Woke one was crazy. But if you said woke one was crazy during woke one, you are a racist, fascist Nazi. The citation of woke one.
Yes, I am all those things. Thank you for noticing.
1.0 or woke one is now a common shorthand among parts of the online left to describe and distance themselves from what they view as a more dated or inconvenient aspects of the impassioned social justice activism they participated in during the late 2010s and early 2020s. In 2021, Chai Osi, campaigning for New York City Council, tweeted, "A cis white man should not be the next speaker of the council." When a critic of his on X unearthed that old post earlier this year, Osi, now a council member, gave a pithy response. Woke one was crazy.
I know a lot of people say we need younger people in office. I know that's a commonly held belief. Hey, we need younger people in office. We can't even have the country ran by all these old motherfuckers. But when your politicians, your young council members and whatnot are saying shit like, woke one was crazy, bro. I'm sorry. I don't want you running the shit either. This is the most damned if you do, damned if you don't situation I've seen in quite some time. Maybe just all of these people are fucking retarded regardless of age.
We all got a bit crazy back then. We did some jello shots and got on the bar and took off our tops and burned the city down and got people fired from their jobs for having opinions Obama had 15 years ago. You can't spend like 10 years bullying people into the most retarded asocial political opinions under the coercion of social ostracization or getting fired from their job, then turn around and just be like, that just happened. My career for like a decade has been calling this out, has been trying to tell the left and the Democratic Party that this woke shit was toxic and would drive people away from them.
And that is why I watch Shoe, even though I've never been on the left, even though I've never been a leftist. Well, I mean, I back in high school, but like, you're an idiot. Everyone's a liberal in high school because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But anyway, as an adult, as someone who's been watching Shoe for like fucking 12 years now, even though she was a leftist, that was why I've always liked and appreciated her content, is that she was like, hey, I'm on the left. I want, higher taxes and free healthcare. Shit that I am vehemently disagree with, but there's at least conversations to be had and debates to be had. And she was always calling out the retardation of her own party in a post-Gamergate world. Like, that is the history of Shoe's channel. Basically, I'm a leftist. Y'all are fucking crazy. Stop making us look bad. It's gonna cause basically the radicalization we're seeing now. So in all reality, I'm glad we had the last 12 years of insane, radical, fucked up, authoritarian leftists, because it is finally, that is what has radicalized the most people. That radicalized more people than Asmongold, Nux Taku, and the assassination of Charlie Kirk and attempted assassination of Donald Trump could ever do. The left did this to themselves.
Mm-hmm. And for 10 years, I was called a racist, sexist, pick-me, fascist, Nazi, every ist and ism under the sun. And now they're just conceding to that and acting like it never happened. And you just expect us to, what, move on? I've been like a dog chasing a car, and I finally got the car, and I don't know what to do with it. Like, first of all, why as a Democratic politician would you say this? You're basically saying like, yeah, MAGA was right. We were crazy. Like, okay. What else are they right about then? Even from like an AOC.
Pretty much everything, unless it has to do with Israel. Just that's pretty much everything, unless it has to do with Israel. Then MAGA is wrong about that as well, because fuck Israel.
fan point of view, this just makes her look completely unserious and makes like the progressive movement look completely unserious. Which bitch it is. Why should
Okay, I was about to say, I'm glad I let her finish. I didn't Kanye her because I was about to Kanye, but no. All right, yes, it is.
anyone trust a politician who can get swept up in mass hysteria so easily? How can I trust that won't happen again? How can I trust in 5 years from now, you won't just call whatever it is you're advocating for now woke too and dismiss it as crazy? Free Palestine. Woke too was crazy. Like, what do you believe in? Could you imagine Republicans being...
I don't think they believe in anything.
I was about to say they believe in nothing.
Yeah.
I
don't think they have any morals. I don't think that they have anything that they stand on other than what's gonna make them look good in front of their party base, so they can get more money.
You know, Alexander Hamilton hated Thomas Jefferson, loathed him, couldn't stand him. He was friends with Aaron Burr, who was putting in, and Aaron Burr put in a bid to run for president. Do you know why Alexander Hamilton, despite hating Thomas Jefferson, sided with Thomas Jefferson when it came time to cast who he was throwing his hat in with? Because even though he vehemently disagreed with Thomas Jefferson on just about everything political possible, he at least had stances and positions, whereas Aaron Burr didn't have any. He just wanted to be president for the money, or for the power, I mean. So, like, Alexander Hamilton's like, it doesn't matter that you and I are friends and have been friends for years, and that that you basically helped kickstart my career. I'm siding with Jefferson because Jefferson actually has political stances.
Makes sense.
That is a level, and mind you, I fucking hate Alexander Hamilton. I mean, the Federal Reserve was effectively his idea. Centralized banking was effectively his idea. Like, these are things that were objectively terrible for our country. I loathe Alexander Hamilton, but at least he had moral principled standards, even if they were retarded ones.
Like, January 6th one was crazy. Basically, I said this all on Twitter, and people were like already making videos of it. AOC panics after shoe on head calls her. Like, that didn't even happen. Like, I don't think AOC even knows I exist. I love the thumbnail on this one. Shoe bitch.
Nah, AOC knows Shoe exists. You realize that JD Vance follows Shoe on X, right?
Oh, I did not know that.
If JD Vance follows Shoe on X, AOC absolutely knows who she is.
That's hilarious.
Slaps
That's awesome.
AOC. Who the fuck is this? Is that Shoe bitch? Ah, yes, the infamous, notorious Shoe bitch. Going around slapping women. Every time I log onto YouTube, I'm destroying and slapping and finishing on people. If you didn't know who I was, you would think I was some, like, psychopathic rapist. And then you click on the video and it's just like, I posted a tweet. Anyway, back to the point. When a citizen changes their mind on something, that's totally normal, that's totally natural. Many things can happen in the span of years that can change your mind on something. It's perfectly normal to evolve and grow. And it's fine if you're a politician and you change your mind on something, but, and this is a big but, this is a...
Yeah, people aren't going to want to hear this, but it's also fine if you're a PR person that used to work for PlayStation, then you get hired by Shift Up and change your mind on DEI policies in your bio. That's also okay.
Are you sure?
Just saying.
I don't know.
Fat ass. If you're a politician and you change your mind on something, I want to know exactly why you changed your mind. When you changed your mind. Be transparent. What about woke 1, really woke 2 in my opinion, don't you agree with anymore? Why didn't the interviewer ask AOC that question? Like, what was crazy about woke 1? Trans women are...
Yes, why didn't the interviewer answer that question? Aside from the fact that the entire establishment media are in the pocket of the left as well as in the pocket of Israel and want to cater to them and bow and kowtow to them and make sure that they get elected, and frankly are the ones lining a lot of the pocketbooks, and so they will continue to give these easy softball, wiffle ball questions to do everything to set up these Democrat politicians so they can easily knock them down as if it were a game of fucking t-ball and not do any sort of follow-up, because journalism is dead and the entire mainstream media is controlled by Jews, leftists, and maybe lizard people, but the jury's still out on that last one.
Access.
Women, DEI, white privilege, defund the police, the Green New Deal, like what? What? Tell us. What? Tell the class. I've talked about this a few times in a few videos, but one example of me changing my mind, I was way more critical of the police back in like 2020, like borderline ACAB. I was also single, depressed, living in my parents' basement, smoking weed every day, but I'm sure that had nothing to do with it. I can tell you that moving from the suburbs to the city, taking public transportation, having a kid, seeing first
Basically, she realized she could be Arena Zaruka before Arena Zaruka ever even fucking happened. She's like, oh, I'm on a bus with these animals. I gotta vote for Trump.
How bad things are and how bad things can get. Actually experiencing the world outside of my bubble is what changed my mind on that topic and a whole bunch of other topics. So I want to know, AOC and other politicians, what about woke one do you disagree with now? What's sad is, if this was like 5 years ago, I'd be like, hell yeah, AOC has finally seen the light. Woke is bad, so true. Now we can get real things done, comrade. But it's not 5 years ago. I'm a grown-up now, and this is extremely pathetic. As a politician, you need to be transparent.
Sebi, as a woman, how do you feel when you see a woman like this with a, sense of reality? Because you are also a woman who I would say has a sense of reality and clarity, but it's so rare amongst your kind. How do you feel?
I mean, I agree with her. I think what she's saying is true and accurate, and I wish that more women were smarter and not retarded and stupid and sheep.
I wish. See, here's the thing. There needs to be a threshold for the dumbassery of women. Women need to be dumb enough to be subjugated, but smart enough to be able to do what they're told within said subjugation.
Bird hands at you. Be transparent. The people who act like we need to be apologizing for shit our ancestors did 400 years ago, acting like 2020 never happened. I'm not buying it. Sorry. These issues were fucking like existential to these people a few years ago, and now it's just like no big deal. It was just a phase, Mom. I'm just a silly 30-year-old teenage politician. My concern isn't really that Democrats are admitting this stuff was wrong and deeply unpopular. My concern is I don't see anything preventing from that happening again. There's literally some
it's not going to happen again, to be fair. I don't think woke, like the past woke era is going to return, because I think it's going to get worse.
Assembly woman in Brooklyn right now, running on some woke one-ass shit as we speak, talking about how stealing should be legal, actually. No one should be arrested, much less jailed, for stealing a tube of toothpaste. Incarceration separates people from...
What the fuck? Oh my fucking God.
This is the way these people think, hun. I mean, you cover politics all the time on your channel. You release, and you're a lawyer. I mean, like, you've got a wider breadth of knowledge on this than most people. And you also live in Minnesota, one of the most, if not the most corrupt fucking state in our union. So I'm sure you get this from like multiple angles. But yeah, these are what these people think. Stealing shouldn't put you in jail. And they're going to use some benign, when they're stealing toothpaste. Let's be real. When Daquan goes into the fucking Walgreens to steal some shit, he's not stealing toothpaste. For one, there's an entire reason the song Read a Book, which is a hilarious fucking song about black people, has entire lines like brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your goddamn teeth. So trust me, these people aren't stealing toothpaste, for one. But also, I don't care if they are stealing toothpaste. You steal something to get caught, you go the fuck to jail. You steal something and don't get caught, great. Pass go, collect $200 because you at least did it the right way. If you're gonna be a piece of shit, degenerate, low-life member of society that's going to make things worse by doing things like stealing, at least be smart enough and good enough at it to not get caught. But if you do get caught, I don't give a fuck if it's at least if it's a fucking tube of toothpaste, which again, that's not what they're stealing. They're stealing Percocets and money from the cash register. But if you are going to steal something, do it good enough to not get caught, you fucking loser.
You do realize that some of basic items, you can get them for free. So you don't have to steal toothpaste.
You really don't have to steal anything. Stealing shit is it's absolutely a choice. You're doing it because you want to do it.
Exactly. And those people are just doing it for the thrill. They're not doing it because they need to, because if they really need to, there is a lot of stuff out there that will get them food, clothing, that will help pay their bills. I mean, there's a lot of shits and programs out there.
Hold on, babe. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Sorry, continue.
No, there's a lot of programs out there that give all this stuff for free for people that are in need. So no, they don't need to steal toothpaste. I think she's retarded, and I'm kind of curious to see how she framed it, to see if it's something that she can go to jail for inciting crime.
Let's find out.
Their jobs, support service, and loved ones. It perpetuates a cycle of poverty and crime, no matter how much fear-mongering the right-wing media does. These people aren't stealing toothpaste because they have to brush their teeth. These people are stealing things in bulk to sell on Facebook Marketplace. We have food banks, food stamps, charity for poor people who can't actually afford toothpaste. If I could go back in time and tell myself one
We have social programs. After you have a fucking kid, oftentimes you get WIC because, like, hey, milk is expensive and you just had a baby, so the government gives you milk and formula for fucking free.
Yeah.
Like, we are one of the most giving nations in terms of our social programs. We actually have some of the most, and I don't think we should, by the way. I think that the privilege has been abused far too much. But we have some of the most liberal, if not the most liberal, social programs in the world. Hey, you had a baby? Here is free meat, eggs, milk, cheese, and baby formula just because you had a fucking kid.
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck out of here with your, like, I need to steal to survive. No, you're stealing because you're a fucking evil loser.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, there's programs out there that help people pay their bills. They help pay like utility bills. They help pay their rent. So for them to be like, oh yeah, I was forced to steal, that's a load of crap.
It would be, criminals are not Aladdin. Criminals are not Aladdin. Criminals are not Aladdin! And it would make everyone's lives incredibly easier if there was actually some deterrent against crime. Yes. Otherwise, what's the point? Why should anyone go to work and spend their hard-earned money when we can just steal? Crime is legal now! F*** laws. Drunk driving is not illegal on stolen land. I don't think they understand.
On stolen land.
Based? I'll drink to that one, Shu.
Understand just how incomprehensible some of their worldview actually is.
So if my daughter is assaulted and raped, is there any agency that would seek to find her assailant and bring him to justice?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
What would it be if not police, and where would he be if not a jail?
So I guess I really want to avoid getting kind of caught into these hypotheticals and
Bitches be mad dumb! She's over here advocating this dumb broad who looks like she should be teaching in a fucking Peanuts cartoon is over here being like, abolish the police, abolish jails. Well, hey, obviously you're a feminist. You think rape is bad. Yeah, rape is bad. So my daughter was raped. Should we catch the guy? Yes, of course. When shouldn't the police do that and shouldn't he be put in jail? Okay, well, I don't want to get bogged down in hypotheticals because you can't back up your positions with any sense of logic, you dumb whore.
Oh my God.
Talk more about the reality that we're actually facing right now, which is that
the reality we're facing right now. Are people not getting raped right now? Did we magically solve rape in the entire country overnight and I just missed the memo?
Oh yeah, she did it, by the way, when we were blinking. Like, we missed it. Yeah.
Holy shit, guys. Not only did we solve rape, which I never thought would happen, but we did it under the Trump administration. Thank you, Papa Trump, for solving rape.
we're spending in absolutely outrageous amounts of money on police and policing.
What's hypothetical? That's the entire idea. That's the entire policy, and you can't explain it? Abolish prisons. Where do the bad people go?
I don't know.
Like, yeah, okay. In a functioning society, people like that would be forced to dig ditches in a work camp forever. Useless. Sorry, I'm chutting out so hard in this video. I'm in my luteal phase. I have a fucking pimple. I have a pimple. For the first time in like 15 years, I'm stressing out so hard. What the f***? Anyway, despite the Republicans completely dropping the ball right before midterms, surprise! War in the Middle East forever! The sudden walk back about Woke One clearly shows the Democrats are still struggling with PR. If only there was some sort of left-wing Joe Rogan.
People think I'm the king of Woke 1.0, that I was Mr. Radlib, right? I never was.
Oh my God, he's ego. He's fucking ego.
I never thought that I would give a black man a compliment. However, you've been showing me Reacher recently.
Yes.
Love the show. It's been great. I will say Detective Finley pulls off the suit, the tweed suit, way better than Hamas, Osama bin Laden, Dog Soccer, Epstein, Fucker, Piker.
Mm-hmm.
I have a pretty open mind.
Put it away, Molly.
To unlimited progress, but I also understand how people operate. Like I never did the Latinx thing. Like I have been dark woke before dark woke was invented. Like this is the headquarters of dark woke.
Yes, future. Finley is amazing. I love Officer Finley. He is fucking great. Yeah. Dark woke is like. So you know how they call us chuds?
Yeah.
Imagine the chud version of a woke person. That's dark woke.
The chud version of a woke person?
Yeah, like no, the chud, not Chad, chud. Like
yeah, what? Okay,
correct. It is an oxymoron, and yet they treat it as if it's a thing. Yeah, Devil Race is what the fuck is dark woke? I just explained it. The chuds of the woke movement.
Okay,
is so a retard. Yeah, it is completely incongruous with their actual stances and beliefs and philosophies if these people actually cared about their stances and beliefs and philosophies.
Not the dude who called me emo, calling himself dark woke. What the actual f*** is dark woke?
What is dark woke? Dark woke is just Democrats are just as woke as we were in Woke 1.0. The messaging is what's important. It is aggressive.
The entire idea of dark woke seems to be that regular woke was too polite and too wholesome.
Dark woke for me is we are fighting for good and for equality and for social justice for everybody, but we don't mind saying F you.
Dark woke.
Okay, if you didn't fucking mind saying the word fuck, you should have said fuck instead of F you. Just saying.
I'm just over here waiting for the new 30 Seconds to Mars album to drop because Skeletor be looking fucking
I know
rough.
she looks also so bad. Like I'm just looking at her. It's like I don't know what's going on with her nose,
or her jaw, or her
eyes,
or her eyes,
her eyes, and like oh my god. Okay, all right, this is happening right now. You know, I'm gonna just pour myself some vodka. That's what I'm gonna do. This is what I need right now.
I'll drink to that.
I have no idea. Yeah, exactly.
For
She's a
lizard
man. Legion of Matt Golden. Lizard man. That's exactly what I'm looking at right now. You know what?
I know I said earlier in the show that lizard people may or may not be real. Because to be fair, all I've had to go off of so far was Mark Zuckerberg. But now that I have two instances, Mark Zuckerberg and this creature, yeah, the lizard people, they actually might be real. This bitch came from the hollow earth, baby.
I don't think she came from the hollow. I think she was made that way.
In a lab.
She was made in a lab by a blind scientist. Let's please face like
the CRISPR gene editing tools have come a long way since this broad was grown in the test tube.
F you.
Dark woke, get it? It's like woke, but we're mean. You already are mean! That's why people hated you! You were finger-wagging, morally righteous woke scolds. The problem was never that the left was insufficiently mean online. God forbid someone say the wrong word, liked the wrong tweet, or failed to participate in the latest virtue signal humiliation ritual. I'm sorry, can we just go back to that Hassan clip real quick?
I have a pretty open mind to unlimited progress.
What the does unlimited progress mean? Considering these guys.
Bro out here thinking he's Nikola Tesla and Palpatine all rolled into one. Unlimited progress!
I told you his ego is like way too high.
Bro, if you jumped off of Hassan Piker's ego, that would be a suicide attempt. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Think progress is like a literal linear line where just more and more people get rights. So like, what the f does that mean? Pedophile rights, zoophile rights? What unlimited progress are we talking about here, buddy? Because that sounds pretty woke to me. We did so much progress to the gender discussion. We somehow looped back around to little boys liking pink means they're gay. But wokely, no son of mine is gonna play with Barbies. That must mean he's a girl. You people are lost in the sauce.
Mandami's aide, his top aide, Sia Weaver, said if you don't believe in the government's sacred right to seize property, it's over and impoverish the white middle class.
The government's sacred right to seize property.
Property domain? Eminent domain? Yep.
I get that eminent domain is a thing. I also think it should not be, because this entire country was founded upon the idea that you can't do that. There's a reason we have, in the original fucking Bill of Rights, hey, in times of war, soldiers cannot force you to open your home to them and use your home as a base of operations and a place to lay their head and stuff like that. Like, they cannot legally do that, because that was, how the whole world used to work, and people were eaten out of house and home by these soldiers that were basically marauders at that point, destroying any and all the minimal resources the lowly plebeians had. To me, this sounds like this aid for Mamdani is really trying to say seize the means of production, which would check out considering he's a communist fuckstick.
Beast mode. I love her so much. One of the things about Zoran is that the people surrounding him oftentimes are so much cooler than he is.
I like how in the video where he defends himself from people criticizing that clip, he's like, guys, come on, it was just a joke, guys, come on. In the description of that video, he's like, anti-white racism, which doesn't exist. Definitely not woke one. All right, buddy. Sorry, it's so hard.
Anti-white racism doesn't exist. I would like to introduce you to a little country called South Africa, where the blacks be murdering the white Christians in record numbers.
Well, also
also
in 2025, the Supreme Court came out and what was the case? It started, I think, with Ames. In Ames, the Supreme Court came out in Ames and said there is such a thing as white racism, like anti-white racism. So he's wrong there.
Oh no, Hassan Piker wrong? Color me shocked.
Hard not to just make the entire video clowning on that goofball. Like, bro was in a suit at a pool party. The man is a cartoon character. I don't want to make videos about Hassan Piker. He kept.
Yes, I have an answer, and if I don't, I'll make one up.
Okay, go back a little bit where you can see Hassan Piker in the pool. Okay, why is his head so small compared to, like, it just looks like his head in every single video and picture I have seen of him, his head is always this small and his body's like this big. It looks like they shrunk his head.
So the reason Hassan Piker's head is so small, if you played video games made from about 1996 to about 2002, oftentimes there was cheat codes for this thing called big head mode or small head mode. Hassan Piker accidentally activated the cheat code for small head mode, and he has yet to figure out how to turn it off.
Oh, that makes so much sense. I know that those those codes also come in Tomb Raider, so that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. Right. And like, what he could probably do is get on eBay and order a vintage issue of Tips and Tricks magazine to figure out what the code would be to turn it off. But that would imply that Hassan Piker can read.
Oh yeah, that's a problem for him, not for us. We're good.
The man is a cartoon character. I don't want to make videos about Hassan Piker, but you can't fucking escape him nowadays because the media won't shut the fuck up about him. Fox News is just hyper-focusing on him every single day to go after the Democrats because I guess they have nothing else. And then the response to all the Hassan stuff coming out on the right, coming out on Fox News, is then like left-wing journalists making more puff pieces, taking more photo shoots of Hassan in his mansion, and all these outlets calling him like a terrorist and a communist just makes him sound way more important and like way cooler than he actually is. Nothing hurts this dude more than reminding him that he is literally just a Twitch streamer. I don't want the focus of American politics to center around a fucking Twitch streamer. Like, I don't understand the media's obsession with this guy, but at the same time, I don't think Hassan...
Well, the right-wing media's obsession is a brilliant marketing strategy. Hamas, Osama bin Laden, X-Team, Dog Shocker, Fucker, Piker is everything they loathe, and that the general populace loathes about the modern left. He is such an easy target, and he's so fucking stupid. He cannot, will not. I don't know if it has the inability to, just has too much pride. Maybe it's a bit of both. Either way, he will not alter or change how he speaks to try and make himself more approachable, meaning that the right-wing media can keep just grasping at the low-hanging fruit to radicalize more and more people against the left, and it works so beautifully, so brilliantly. Like, that's the left-wing media is obsessed with him because the left-wing media aren't left-wing media at all. They're actually fucking communists, and they agree with his genocidal, pro-terrorist, communist agenda. So that's the reason.
Is the best wagon to hitch yourself to if you're the Democratic Party. There are other internet celebrities on the left you could do that with. Like, God, the left really has nobody. No, he's a sex pest. No, she's a sex pest. Damn it. I don't know. There's gotta be someone with
sex pests. Is that what's going on?
Fetterman. That's who the left could rock with. Fetterman. Dude got a stroke, became more base, but is still a Democrat. Hilariously enough, the left's best option is fucking Fetterman. A stroke victim. Bang up job, leftists.
Makes total sense to me.
Way less baggage than Hassan Piker. Like, why don't you hitch your wagon to someone like that? Instead of Hassan, who, every time he's rightfully criticized, hides behind how he just wants to give us health care.
Death to the West! Let the streets run with their capitalist blood!
Whoa, dude, you're making us look bad.
Oh, I'm just a little healthcare boy! You wouldn't criticize a little healthcare boy now, would you?
I don't care anymore. I wash my hands of this. There's gonna be like 25 videos uploaded after this, like, shoe on head, bends Hassan over, and like, great. Can't wait. Remember that big study we talked about that was done after the Democrats lost the election that showed the most popular Democrat positions were things related to economic issues, and the least popular policies were things like abolishing the police, abolishing prisons, and like open border policies? People don't want to abolish the police. They do not want to abolish prisons. They don't want to talk about whiteness or whatever the talk to actual workers about them. Like, talk to actual blue-collar workers. They hate this shit. And they hate you. They hate you because you suck, but they also hate you because you hate them. Like I said 500 billion times before, more people would be on board with what the left was saying, or at least like sit down and listen to you, if you dropped the gay race Marxist bullshit. How do I?
It do be facts though. But I will never hold leftist opinions, right? I'll never be like, oh, we need socialized healthcare, because that shit's fucking retarded. But if you come at me with a completely like, what's the term? In good faith, and try to convince me or explain your good faith argument why you agree with socialized healthcare, why you think it's a good idea, I will entertain your argument. I will debate you on it. I will have a good faith conversation in return. But the problem is there is no such thing as good faith with leftists. It doesn't exist.
No, because they get hurt about it, and then everything becomes a personal attack for them. So they can't have a conversation, because if you disagree with them, it means you're evil and you hate them and you're trying to crucify them, because they cannot have a rational argument about any type of topic.
Jews were pretty big on crucifixions from what I heard.
I know this. The DSA and the left and the Democrats, they have to distance themselves from the goofy, destructive, identity politic, asocial bullshit. And in order to do that, you actually have to mean it, not just laugh it off. But I don't think they can, because this stuff is just so...
Lithium, you are entirely incorrect here. Shu is a perfect example of it. Shu has talked in this video about how leftist she was, and then she has moved to the right because of basically what the left advocates for, seeing how the real cities are ran and whatnot. No, like reasonable people can always be reasoned out of their position. The people have to be reasonable. There's no such thing as a reasonable leftist. But reasonable people who hold dumb opinions can be reasoned out of them for sure.
Deeply ingrained in socially progressive politics. A lot of this stuff isn't woke one. It's just part of dismantling whiteness and the patriarchy, destroying hierarchies, subverting norms, or whatever the f. That cancel Thanksgiving tweet wasn't just some like silly haha woke one bullshit. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is what I've been asking for a decade. Maybe this is a new era for the Democrats. Could AOC actually have changed her mind? Yes, it's totally possible. Yes. AOC and I are like the same age. She's like a year older than me. She's still pretty young. 35 is young, right? It's not impossible that in her time being a politician, her mind has changed on a few things, but it lines up suspiciously well with a run for president in 2028. So forgive me if I'm a little bit skeptical. I see a lot of Republicans online like, do it, AOC, run for president. Don't get too cocky. You may be surprised. The American people are an enigma, and we might see a pretty big pendulum swing. As hard as it is for some hyper-partisan brained people to hear, not everyone voting for these DSA candidates are like crazy commies or something. Just like not everyone who voted for MAGA in 2016 when Trump promised to bring jobs back and he will remember the forgotten man and whatever. Those people weren't Nazis. When people can't afford a house, a car, to get married, to have kids, you cannot be shocked when they start looking for options outside of the establishment. Huey Long, one of my favorite politicians, believed that if people had their needs met and were content and happy and had jobs and could feed their families, communism or fascism would never come to America because people would have no reason to revolt or want those things. They would be happy with what they had. He believed that extreme economic inequality created political instability. And as the economy continues to go to shit and wages don't increase, and retards like Dan Crenshaw respond to these issues with basically let them eat ramen,
how are wages not increasing? I mean, maybe it's in other states, but Minnesota minimum wage is $15.
Well, no. So wages are not on average increasing. So first of all, minimum wage is irrelevant because the vast majority of jobs actually pay above minimum wage. But the wage increasing does not increase at the same level as the dollar is inflating.
You mean the COLA, right? The cost of living expenses? Is that what you're referring to? It's not raising at the same time
so
that
yeah,
COLA
cost of
is?
living expenses are tied to inflation. So like inflation is rapidly outpacing wage increases. So like if you were paying, let's say you're making $15 an hour, but it costs $20 an hour to live, and they upgrade you to $17 an hour, but also now it costs $21 to live. Your wages increased, but it's still a net negative.
Yeah, I get it.
We're going to see people moving to all different directions on the political spectrum. Personally, until there's a Democratic Party that isn't prisoner to identity politics or isn't completely cucked by race grievance, I'm not a Democrat. And until there's a Republican Party that actually cares about workers and isn't completely cucked to a certain foreign country, I'm not a Republican. I'm trying to look like Hassan. I look like a femboy. Wait, hold on. Hi, my name is Sock. I look like I would be groomed.
Yeah, a lot of people are gonna have fun with that clip.
On Discord. What the actual All right, I need to get out of this. In conclusion, I do not like seeing politicians run from accountability. I like transparency. If you change your mind on something, tell me why. This woke one, woke two is a headache.
It's because Israel does run the U.S., Twisted Jack. Israel does run the U.S.
I am done with it. What do you guys think? Do you guys think there's a chance AOC is being genuine? Are you willing to believe politicians who have said they've changed their mind on things? Have you changed your mind on things since like 2020?
Yes, I have. In 2022, I said that the Muslims that assimilate to U.S. culture should be allowed here. I have changed my mind. No Muslims allowed here, period. They have a worldview and a culture that is literally incompatible with ours, and no amount of assimilation can fix that. Ban all Muslims. Yes, I changed my mind.
If so, what? If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you can, please consider donating to my Patreon, link down below. All patrons get every single video a day early with no censors, no bleeps, totally raw. Also, I'm doing Patreon-only live streams now. I'm planning the next one very soon, so I would love to see you guys there. And for everybody else, I will see you guys soon with a new video.
Excellent video from Shu. You'll love to see it. Anytime we can spend an hour yapping about politics and talking ridiculous shit. Here's the dealio. Shu's not a dealist. Shu actually is, I would say, a genuine individual. When she says things like, hey, could AOC have changed? In my opinion, she is asking that question in good faith. Because Sean Head might be one of the last, if not the very last, good faith individual that still has any sort of left-leaning beliefs. So that's why I will give Shu a pass on making statements like that I would not give most leftists. That being said, she also still has quite a long way to go, because it is, while I appreciate the idealism and while I appreciate the the staunch beliefs that people can change, when it comes to getting levels of power like AOC and shit, no, like power corrupts, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. And I don't think there's any saving any of those people.
Makes sense to me.
Alrighty, crew. Let's hit these super chats real quick. Y'all legends, we are 163. We are 37 away from tier 2. Yeah, 37 away from tier 2. More than halfway away from the playing Dustborn goal. Man, we need to hit 400 if y'all want me to be playing Dustborn on stream. Not Dustborn. Right? Wait.
Yeah.
Dustborn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, making sure I got the name right. The super gay fucking commie fag leftist one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we need 400 for me to be playing Dustborn on stream. But we're almost we're over halfway at tier 2. Let's hit some soups. Shout out to Book of Bananas with the 5 jewels. True Aztec Warrior with the 55 jewels saying stay hydrated. I will absolutely stay hydrated right now. Green tea counts.
Sure.
Carlos Batista with a 5-banger. Let's read this for me, please.
Sure. Hispanic doesn't like los prietos. In the Dominican Republic, getting called prieto is considered an insult.
The fuck does prieto mean?
Tight.
Tight?
Well, technically, the correct term is tight unless there's slang. So I'm not from the Dominican Republic, so I don't know if prieto is slang for something other than tight.
Huh. Interesting.
Hey, you squeeze your way into something.
Hayden Wayne with a 10-banger. Woke one, but they still believe the same shit. Is this the same as COVID amnesty? No. Executions. I mean, exile them. I don't. Honestly, I mean, I've said this many times. I got no issue with executions. None at all. But I do think exile is a valid form of political punishment. I do. I think exile has been a valid form of political punishment for all of human history, and I think it should still be treated as one. But I also ain't got no fucking problem with executions either. Shout out to Hayden with a motherfucking 10-banger. You absolute legend. This is for you.
Like, I don't think humans were meant to see sissy hypno inflation compilations.
But hey, by the way, did you know that I suck dick as a man? I lick the ass of other men. But really quick, I lick the balls of a man.
Shout out. Thank you, Hayden. Stellar Eclipse for 5 jewels. Appreciate you. The True Aztec Warrior just sending a 5-banger, not saying shit, just slapping his $5 dick on the table and walking away. Retro Meister with a 10-banger. Sup, people. Woke never died in 2024, despite those of wishful thinking. It retreated back into the shadows and treats injustices like Megatron. Reemerges Woke 2.0 thanks to AOC and BlackRock. I think that's a very, very simplistic way of looking at it. Woke never even retreated into the shadows. I would say that things like ESG, DEI terminology did. But the ideology itself is never retreated. It's still at the forefront. And I think there's far worse issues than AOC and BlackRock. I think those are like I used to think BlackRock was the worst thing ever. And don't get me wrong, they're still evil as fuck. But I've come to the conclusion there's people at the tip top even above them. Mr. Melancholy, but either way, I mean, I appreciate what you're saying. I don't disagree. I'm just saying it's actually even worse that people realize. Shout out. Thank you, homie. This is for you.
Donald, write this name. Hassan Nasrallah.
Hassan Nasrallah, got it.
Next, Yahya Sinwar.
Yahya Sinwar.
And Ismail Haniyeh, Abu Obida.
Appreciate you, homie. Mr. Melancholy with the 2-banger. I think Shu will do a video on Lindsay Clancy. Oh, she will. She absolutely will. And last but not least, the true Aztec warrior with the 10 jewels, the gold coin. Fuck the Snickles. Shout out. Appreciate you all. You absolute fucking legends. All right. We're now 25 minutes in. And Shu video took way longer than I thought it would. But that's A-okay. That's A-okay. Let's see. You're good with the words. I do agree with your point. Yeah. And I think that's what this is all about. It's about the discussions, the conversations. And speaking of discussions and conversations, grifters and liars, practice what you preach with DEI and ESG. Yes. The stellar blade blood rain meltdowns continue because people are so easy to fool and trick and gaslight on the internet. You say the words DEI, you say the words ESG, and they're just going to fucking run with it without doing any amount of research to try and back up their claims. It is no different than the leftist dog whistles about Nazis and about homophobia and transphobia. You say the word DEI or ESG, and the right will just run with it without a single fucking fact check. Let's see what my boy Espiritu has to say about the situation.
Returning.
Oh, wait.
Because I forgot the last video because it edited it out, and so I'm redoing the door intro. Yeah, welcome. So this is the door angle. See the camera over there, and then there's a camera here.
What are you holding, Espiritu? That thing is massive.
That looks like a statue.
No, it is a
figurine.
statue. I was wondering a statue of what? It's clearly a hot anime
like,
babe.
Yeah, it looks like a redhead.
Well, yeah, it's definitely a redhead. I don't give a fuck about your door angle. I want to know about the statue.
Cameras.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Which is a 1/4 scale of Red Hood. It's a beefy one. It's hard to walk with because it's very large. See?
There you go, chat. I'll give you a nice quick look at that. Get your goon on.
Awesome, isn't it? Biggest figure I've ever gotten. Didn't realize it would be that
Nonsense
big. But hey,
red.
I like it. And also, I'm cleaning the entire room.
Espiritu, homie. I don't know if you're in chat or not, but if you are, you watch this on the back end. You losing weight? You look like you're losing weight, homie.
Dusting, cleaning, moving. You can see handiwork. One of the things that I've always found annoying when it comes to the discussion about DEI and ESG, and I will use the word here, I use it reluctantly, the word woke. And the reason why I find some aspects of these discussions annoying is because of the fact that a lot of people will whinge about DEI, they'll whinge about ESG, they'll whinge about the woke games and all the rest, but they'll still buy and purchase stuff within those games, whether it's...
Correct. The hypocrisy is astounding. I called Kata out for it. Kata and I are friends. Kata's my boy. But when he says dumb shit like, look, I'm going to be playing GTA so I can show you guys whether or not you should play it. If I wasn't a streamer, I wouldn't be buying GTA 6. Bitch, no. That is cope.
Yeah.
That is some cope. There's no, I'm a streamer, so I have to do it.
Oh,
No.
dude would totally buy GTA no matter what. Are you kidding me? Of course he would.
Yes, correct. Just like if you want to be against the anti-woke shit, if you want to be against the degradation of video games, if you want to be against ESG, if you want to be against the ideological, traitorous things that are happening in the gaming industry, I don't give a fuck if you're a streamer. I don't give a fuck if you're a grifter. You wouldn't be playing GTA 6.
Buying the games outright, or whether they buy DLCs or cosmetics within a game. And I'm always of someone that stands by the value of practice what you preach. Put put the money where the mouth is, kind of thing. If there is a game that is doing something that I do not like, I will not buy the game, right? And that has definitely been the case when it comes to a lot of games. Like, for example, and I use a clear example here because I've seen people whinge about the whole physical release kind of thing with Sony. I will not buy any Nintendo game that has a code to it, even for a game
based. Homie stand on his principles. I got no issue with that. People tend to think that like the whole being against digital media or being against the no disc, no buy means that like everything needs to be released digitally or everything needs to be released physically. So, we just need the options. It shouldn't be one or the other. You need the option, and cutting out physical media is an attack on your freedom.
That I really like, I will refuse to buy it if it is a digital code and that I do not have the game on the actual cartridge and can play it offline without needing it online, always connected to a live service, because at that point you no longer own the game. It's controlled by the corporation.
Exactly.
So what a true physical ownership is, because I know people will argue technicalities, and I really get irritated at those that try and play the technicality game of what is real physical ownership compared to a physical game that you install, but it still is controlled through.
If an outside source can take it away from you after you purchased it, then you did not own it. Mm-hmm. If an outside source can legally take it away, I should say. If an outside source can legally take it from you after you have paid money for it, then you do not own the thing. You basically paid for a rental period with an undisclosed rental time.
An online mechanism. And so I always believe in practicing what you preach kind of thing. And I do think there are a lot of content creators out there that love to do the whole preach, but they don't put where their money mouth is. And I think there are a lot of viewers out there just out in the internet that love to whine about DEI, ESG, and all this other crap, but none of them will actually stop purchasing these games. And a great example of that is recent dramas going on, especially with stuff like Stellar Blade and all that. And me just saying, hey, let's stick to facts. Let's not rage bait. Let's not lie within the titles itself. And the people that are coming after me, I look at their accounts and they're playing things like Overwatch 2, World of Warcraft, Diablo, Halo, like all these other games that have been turned into these sort of ESG rubbish sort of simulators where they're slowly changing all these things about them and making them more, part of the special committee kind of systems. And it's like, okay, you don't like these things? Cool. I can respect that. I agree with you. But why are you purchasing them still? Oh, well, they do. And then that's when the excuses start. At the end of the day, your voice whining on social media means nothing to your wallet. Your wallet.
He is absolutely correct. Look, maybe it's just me. There's a reason I don't really I very rarely review video games. And that's because most of the time when I'm playing a video game, it's going to be a game I like. If I know I'm going to like the game, it would just be, I'll just give positive reviews and glaze it. Now, there are times I end up being wrong where I don't like the game. I'll give a review then, and I will be like, hey, here's my thoughts on the game. Here's my honest thoughts on the game. But when I purchase something, I purchase it because I think I'm going to like it. And if the thing includes stuff that is against my morals, my philosophies, then I'm just not going to fucking buy it. Like, it really is that simple. I don't know why it's so hard for gamers specifically to stick to some sort of a fucking moral code.
Is the most powerful tool that you have at your disposal. Because capitalism stops these people right in the tracks. That the moment you sit there and you say, you know what, I am not going to purchase this game because it has these issues, they will get the message if more people follow that practice. But a lot of people will just sit there and go, oh, well, everyone else is going to buy it and this content creator got it, so I can't handle it.
They have FOMO, basically.
My FOMO.
FOMO is a fuck of a drug, let me tell you. Like, I know that FOMO was always a thing, right? Like, specifically with gaming. Like, because I know that there's other mediums, TV, comics, movies, things like that. But I feel like FOMO within the gaming community did not get near as bad until the advent of streaming.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, like, I guess, like, in from my perspective, is like, you really want to see a game, you can always find it, but it's just, you don't need to play it. There's so many games out there. You really don't need to.
Couldn't agree more.
My FOMO, and there exactly is the problem. People.
There you go. He just said it after you did, babe. FOMO.
Have no self-control, but they want to sit online and preach this big speech all the time about how they don't like this and they don't like that, but then they're off buying the game the next day because their favorite
Of course they are
playing it on.
Oh my god, that's exactly what we were talking about earlier today. Of course, yeah.
On Twitch or YouTube or Kick or Rumble or whatever, and straight away they've got to have that game, right? It reminds me of when the Switch 2 came out, right? And so many people were whinging about certain things that the Switch 2 did. And then people went out and bought the Switch 2 and all the games with it. And their excuse was, oh, well,
yep, all 3 games.
All 3 games.
Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, and Pokopia. All 3 games for the Switch 2.
All these content creators got it. FOMO is such an easy manipulative tool when it comes to these people. I use an example of the recent Nikkei event, right? With the Persona event. I don't like the look of the characters because I feel like they've kind of removed a bit of that Nikkei kind of aesthetic, you know, the cake, as people like to refer. It feels like they've just flatlined their butts more than what is in the official release of the actual Persona games. And so to me, I'm like, you know what? I won't purchase them. I send a clear message that if you don't make the game the way I want, well, then I don't have to spend the money on it. It's my money. I'll spend it on things that I like and want. But a lot of people will whinge and whinge and whinge, but they won't practice what they preach. And so that's why I get irritated at all these, I would say, virtual signals, right? A lot of people whinge about the left and how they virtual signal, but I do think a lot of virtual signaling happens on the right.
Devil, same here. I haven't bought a Switch 2. And it's not even like as a boycott to Nintendo. I don't see value in it. And I'm not going to purchase something I don't see value in just due to FOMO.
And there are other things as well that I could go into, like little silly things, like, you know, big content creators that clearly are multimillionaires, that clearly have a lot of dispensable income that could invest into these companies to try and have a better say in the direction that these companies go. But I feel like, again, a lot of this is more about virtual signaling for some of them rather than actually following through on how they value things. It's that all these content creators don't know how to manage their finances. So it's like, for me, when I look at these things, I sit there and think to myself, God, if I was like tenfold bigger and I had all this income, like I would heavily invest into certain studios, certain companies, especially like anime studios or certain game developers, and make sure that I had an imprint on these companies to try and sway that direction, even if it's slightly a little bit, because every bit counts. If a bunch of content creators work together, they could have a bigger say on the directions that things go. They can vote.
Oh, go ahead.
No, ladies first.
Yep. I think like what he's saying is not just limited to gamers or to streamers or to FOMO. I think this is an epidemic that a lot of people have, where they supposedly have values, they supposedly have morals, but they drop them when it's convenient.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that sentiment. And I think gaming, while this is an epidemic amongst just the Western world and consumerism and whatnot in general, I think gaming and trading card games are like both the perfect encapsulation of the people not practicing what they preach, and that yeah, they'll say this, they'll say they hate ESG, they'll say they hate DEI, but then when the thing comes out, they will compromise said morals because a lot of times it's for greed purposes. They want to grift, they want to get that bag, make that money. And look, I'm a capitalist. I'm A-okay. By all means, make that money. I got no issue with that. You will never hear me saying don't make that money. But also be fucking honest with yourself and be honest with your audience and be transparent and be like, hey, I can make a lot of money playing GTA 6. So I'm going to play some motherfucking GTA 6. Don't do this like wishy-washy. Well, look, I again, like what Kata's doing, in my opinion. Look, I'm going to be playing GTA 6, but it's my job, and I'll let you guys know if you have to or whatnot. Like, if you were to run this whole thing, it's like me doing Dustborn, right? What we're doing tonight, trying to get me to play Dustborn. I did not buy Dustborn. I own it because it was gifted to me as a joke. I obviously accepted the gift because a gag gift or not, like jokes like that are funny. And even if it wasn't a joke, like anytime someone's thinking about me and wants to present me with a gift or whatnot, I find it rude to turn down. I am just blessed that people are thinking of me. So now that I own it and I did not spend any sort of money on it, my morals are not broken. I didn't spend money to grift on this thing. There was a lot of people who were doing it when the game came out. They're like, yo, hit certain tier goals. I'll buy this game and I'll grift on it and whatnot. And again, totally fine. Just if you're acknowledging that's what you're doing. But don't play this weird wishy-washy. I'm only doing it because I have to. You know, this is for you. No, it's not. It's for you. Just say it's for you. That's fine.
You know what this reminds me of? I knew a lot of people who were either vegans or vegetarians that were perfectly comfortable wearing leather, having leather purses, leather jackets, leather shoes. It's like, but you're vegan, you know, or they're vegetarian only too, but then they also eat fish, you know. It's like, no, if you're vegetarian, then you're vegetarian. You don't need any meat. Or if you're vegan, then maybe you should be all vegan, not only when it's convenient for you.
Hayden, money was spent. You accepted that money being spent is the same as money going to the same company for a single copy. Except that's not my moral line. You said yourself earlier, people have lines. I will not spend my money on things I do not agree with. I will not stop other people from spending their money. Mine is giving my opinion on whether they should or shouldn't. But if somebody is going to do it, I'm not going to impede on their freedom to do so. That, to me, that's foolhardy. So yeah, no, the idea that money was spent is completely irrelevant. Okay, fair enough. You say that's fair. Yeah, that's my moral line.
Against certain things, they can push certain things. There are ways that multitude of different people can fight these certain things. I talk about like gatekeeping, right? Where gatekeeping, there's many different layers to how you can gatekeep, whether it's through active communities that you control or just actively calling out bad actors or promoting certain content creators that promote the mindset that you believe in. I think it's the same thing when it comes to consuming, right? Whether it's that you make sure that you don't buy the DLCs or the expansions or the cosmetics or the actual base game or the consoles for companies that do predatory actions. You put your money where your mouth is. It's the same way when it comes to other things like bigger people that have much more dispensable income, big content creators or the multimillionaires that will constantly harp on about DEI and ESG is bad. And it's like, okay, then why don't you do something with all that power and all that wealth that you have? Oh, you're just going to sit there and whinge in a video all the time. And it's like, I understand, you know, talking to an audience, rallying people behind it, that's important, right? Sitting there in a video and saying, hey.
But not if you're not going to practice what you preach. And that's the thing. Like, if I would be such a fucking hypocrite if I was to tell people like, hey, do not buy GTA 6. It is advocating for the destruction of the gaming space as a whole. But then I went, but I'm going to turn around and buy it because I can make money streaming it. Like, to me, that is a level of hypocrisy that I don't think you can come back from.
Yeah.
Hey, let's not purchase these games.
I mean, honestly,
that's
though,
a good thing to do.
I knew that there was going to be people in my community that were going to gift me GTA 6. And they were going to gift you GTA 6 because they told me about it. And I told them not to. I said, give me any other game except that one.
Yeah, like something like GTA 6. And I also think that obviously not all situations are created equal. GTA 6 is actively destroying the gaming landscape. Yeah. Dustborn was a fart in the wind. That was a joke that's being sold for $2 years later, and couldn't even manage more than 28 concurrent players. One of these is effectively a meme. The other one is actually shifting the gaming landscape into a place that might be you might be unable to return from.
Correct. Yeah, and that's exactly why I told them not to do it, because they were very adamant about giving me GTA 6. They bought me, I think, like a couple months ago, GTA 5, and I told them, do not buy me GTA 6. If you send it to me, I will decline the gift.
And honestly, I rarely decline gifts. I have, but it's very rare because, again, I find that traditionally just be a rude thing to do, since people are, again, joke or not, they're showing support for me and for the channel. But like GTA 6 is one of those rare things that I legit probably would. Like, there's no probably. I would decline GTA 6. I would absolutely decline GTA 6 because of kind of what Hayden was saying earlier. Hey, money was spent on it. I think there's a demonstrable difference between, like, just objectively, $2 being spent on a meme versus $100 being spent in a way that is going to negatively and possibly permanently degrade the gaming space.
Yeah, and for sure, this person would have bought both of us the deluxe edition. So
I have no doubt.
Right, if you are adamant that your community and yourself are unhappy with a game, right, then you need to come together and say, let's not purchase this game, right? If this game is actively going against the wishes of the consumers or the wider consumer, and it's pleasing some weird esoteric 1% group, then yeah, rally together with the content creators. But there is some part of me that sees some of it and feels like a lot of it's a little bit more empty words, right? They're not really practicing what they preach. And a lot of people in those communities also don't practice what they preach. I'm not saying making videos is not a good idea. I do it, it'd be hypocritical. And I think there is an importance of having content creators show their voice and dissent against these issues. But
yeah, and I completely. So here's the thing. I think there's a difference between actively knowing that something is bad, giving the company money anyway, and then showing it to everyone else that it's bad, because you can do that. You can show people how bad something is without giving the company money, versus versus something turns out to be bad. You didn't know it was bad, and now you're like, hey guys, unfortunately, here's the reality. I'm gonna have to there are I wanted the Backrooms to be a 10 out of 10 movie. I spent money on the Backrooms. Now, I knew it probably wasn't going to be 10 out of 10, because 10 out of 10, I mean, that's so fucking rare. Almost no movies 10 out of 10. My point is, I expected the Backrooms to be a masterpiece, because I'm a huge fan of the Backrooms. I walked away from the Backrooms thinking it was a good movie. I'm happy with that movie. And so when I did my review on the Backrooms, I was telling people my thoughts, and it was like, look, I paid money for this. I do think it was worth the money I paid. However, there's a lot of problems, issues. Had I known about some of these things going in, I still would have gone seen the movie in theaters, but maybe I would have waited for a $7 Tuesday. And that was the way I described the Backrooms to people. It's like, it is good enough to go to the theaters, but it's good enough to go to the theaters on the $7 Tuesday. It didn't meet my expectations, and to be fair, they were pretty grandiose because I am a huge Backrooms fan, but I overall still had more positive than negative. The thing is, you didn't know. We know about all the GTA stuff, and we've known about a lot of the GTA stuff for ages now. You don't have to purchase the $100 game to tell people all this bad shit, because it's already right there in the open.
Yeah.
I also do think there is a little bit more that can be done on other scales, depending on the size, right? Like I said, I put my money where my mouth is. If I don't like a game, I won't purchase it. I think more content creators need to call people out that do the opposite of that, where they go, oh, I don't like this. And then you see people actively in your own community or just out there calling you out, doing it. Call them out and say, you know what? Why are you supporting Blizzard? Right? And they're like, oh, but Overwatch 2's gotten better. Yeah, it went back 10 steps and made one step forward. Yes, it's slightly improved from the slop that it still is. Blizzard hasn't changed. World of Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch 2 has not really changed that much. Well, they gave you one good character. Okay, and let's see more of that. Let's see actual changes that matter. But they don't. They see one slight improvement and then they forget everything else overnight and go, oh, well, it's all good now that all these other problems exist. And this is...
Now, there is an interesting dichotomy here. Because let's say studio, let's use video games because that's what a lot of this has been about. Let's say video games do bad thing, and we lambast them. We cancel our accounts. We stop playing the game. We no longer pay for the subscription service. Things like that. Basically, you speak with your wallet. And then they do a good thing. At what point do you start paying for them again? Because you do need to incentivize them to continue on the right track that they've potentially shown themselves to be on. That is the tightrope walk that I think is very hard for people to walk. It's like, okay, they did bad thing here. They did 2, 3, 4 bad thing here. They fixed one of it. Is the thing they fixed a good enough thing to say, I will test giving you my money again? Hopefully other people do too, and they will see, oh, lots of people spending their money after we did this good thing. Let's continue to do more good things. But the moment they do a bad thing, you outie like 4 circles again. Like it's a game of tug of war, and it's a game of tug of war that I don't think gamers effectively play very well.
How they get away with it. These are how these companies get away with it, is that they do 5 bad things, 1 good thing, and all the billionaire simps and cucks out there that defend these corporations go, oh, well, it's okay because they did 1 slight good change.
What up, Zax?
This is how they get away with it. Do 5 bad things, rectify 1 problem. They've got the 4 other problems still there. You'll sit there and you'll ride it till the cows come home. They'll do another 5 bad things. You'll go, oh, now I'm upset again. But they'll fix 1 thing. Now they've got 8 bad problems, but remove 2 of them. They rinse and repeat the same cycle, and people eat it up. What I'm trying to tell people is, again, practice what you preach. Your wallet means more than your voice. Far more. Because your money is what is the most important currency in a capitalist environment. And that's why capitalism is good, baby, because your wallet is powerful and they want your money, so make sure you make them work for it.
So I thought this was gonna be about the Stellar Blade stuff because that's what was on the thumbnail. So we'll talk about the Stellar Blade stuff in general before we send the show and whatnot. But there's a video, great video by Aspira too. I mean, I do think that, yeah, content creation in general has a problem of people preaching morality and not sticking to it. And that's not just in the gaming space. That is in any position of people who like give opinions. That's why voices like Charlie Kirk were so important, because at no point during his life or after his death has there ever been any information that ever came out to show that there was a break in his moral code. People who actually adhere to said moral code and practice what they preach are very rare, and those are the sort of folk that are in like the ones that should be. I'm not saying you need to agree with them, but should be listened to. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, hon.
Not on that. I'm just doing math.
Okay, you're not Asian. Why are you doing math?
Oh, because we are $16 away and 37 cents from you hitting tier 3.
Oh, well, shit. Would you look at that? Yes, we are. Let's say, yeah, we'll say 17 away for simplicity's sake. 17 away from tier 3. Let me hit these super chats because a lot of them came in. I'm sure they'll generate discussion. Then we'll talk about the Stellar Blade stuff for a bit. Then we'll extend the show. So first of all, big ass shout out to Matt motherfucking Stanford, $37. That's what crested us into tier 2. We will be doing a Discord watch party. Fucking legend. Says, okay, let's do it. Shout out to Matt motherfucking Stanford. Also, bingo, bango, bongo. Volmer Vladius over on Kick just dropped 5 Words of Paradise gifted memberships. Daxy Derp, Edmund, Money Pie, Asvel Sluggo, and Lurkin Doe. Shout out, you fucking legends. I'm gonna give you all what I know you've been waiting for. Some of that fucking horsecock, baby.
Horse semen's great.
I'm digging horsecock.
Is your cock a horse cock? You will never hear me say it. Nay. Ooh, as I keep more.
My favorite stallion I keep in my top drawer kinda goes hard though.
Cause there is no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock and eat horse.
I don't know how we're going to ever top horsecock.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we gotta get some Mr. Hands up in this bitch. How are we going to ever top horsecock? 345.
Ever drop? I hope you don't drop anything. Jesus.
That does in fact put us at 325, which puts us 75 away from me playing Dustborn live on stage. That's fucking crazy. You guys are degenerates. Mods, if you could do some math and let me know, please, to make sure I've got these numbers correct. Don't worry about the, what are they called, jewels. And just note that over on Kick, we have had $55. So start with 55 because that's what we've gotten on Kick so far tonight. And I get one of my mods to do some math just to make sure I have my number here. That'd be excellent. While you're doing that, Hayden Wayne for a 50.
Wow.
For a fucking 50. So I'm going to play you your clip first, and then we'll read this because I'm sure this will generate a discussion. I'm going to play you 2 clips because you have fucking earned it. So this first one's for you, homie.
Call it whatever, but if I made $1 for each time I made a racist joke, I would actually have $0. Because I'm not joking.
Based? Based? Hello?
And we're going to continue because not only is being racist enough, we got to be transphobic as well.
Now excuse me while I harass someone for having pronouns in their bio.
Shout out Hayden fucking Wayne. Hayden Wayne with a 50 banger. A noble thought and absolutely true, but playing games on Steam helped this along. It started in PC. They got rid of disk drives. We kept buying. Industry moves. You can still call out DEI, ESG stuff while still trying out the game. Be vocal about it. So I don't want to straw man your argument here. So hopefully you're still in the chat because it sounds to me like you're making 2 different arguments, but maybe I'm just misreading it. Because it sounds to me like you're making an argument for Steam being a part of the reason that games are going continuously more digital. But it also seems like you're talking about the DEI and ESG stuff. And to me, those aren't part of the same conversation. You don't have to super chat again, but if you can clarify what your argument is so that I know that I'm understanding it, I would appreciate it. So yeah, hopefully Hayden is still here. Yo, shout out to Foxy Moxie. Long time no see, girlie. Hope you're doing A-okay. But yeah, so I will just to this first part about Steam helping that along in terms of the digital only. I would say yes and no. So it's like, obviously we've moved more and more towards digital when it comes to PC gaming. That's an objective fact. I'm not going to take away from that whatsoever. I think that the move towards digital when it comes to PC though is irrelevant to gaming. I think we saw this actually with just technology. Apple got rid of the fucking what's it, earphone jack. We started seeing laptops get rid of the disk drive, and it wasn't for people playing games. It was a lot, DVDs, CDs, software in general. Just software was going digital. And I'm against that in general because a lot of times it just made it subscription based. I don't like the fact that I have to pay a yearly subscription for my editing software. I should be able to buy it once and own it. So like there's definitely an ownership issue there. I agree. I just don't think that Steam itself actually had much to do with the all digital PC future, just because that's where software in general was going because of how PCs were being manufactured. But that doesn't make it good. I don't know if you have a thought about that, hun.
No, I mean, we all mourned the death of the disk drive in PC and in laptops. And it's unfortunate thing that happened, and it's like what Leon said, and I think the consoles were the last stand, right, in a way, right, in terms of disk drives and what it meant to ownership. And we have been losing that battle ever since, because then not the entire game was put in the disk drive. When servers went down, you lost the ability to play the game, or by the fact that you had to be online and then connect to their server in order to play the game too. So even if the entire game was on their CD, you still couldn't play the game if they discontinued the server. Even just single player, you weren't even doing multiplayer anymore. But we have been losing the battle in gaming as it is, and I think that's why it becomes scarier and a reason why people are reacting so strongly to Sony and Xbox doing this, because Xbox will inevitably do this. And I think that if people think that Xbox is not going to do it, then they're very sorely mistaken. Xbox will do it. It's a matter of when, right? Because it's easier for them to just let Sony take the entire blame and then just sneak it in slowly. So it is. I think that's the way it is happening, and I think that it's really bad in terms of what is gonna what the future looks like if they're pushing everything to streaming only access, because then we're talking about internet speeds, we're talking about buffering, we're talking about bottlenecking, so we're talking about a lot of other issues that we're gonna have to contend with.
Yeah, I could not agree with you more. And so he also said he clarified his point, saying, let me scroll back up. Oh, no. So you can still call it DEI ESG stuff while still trying out a game. Just be vocal about it. Oh, so sort of. I agree and disagree. You said earlier, everybody has a line, and I agree. People have lines. My line for DEI wokeness, whatever, is going to be different than yours, likely. Like now, we might have the same line here, but as an example, if Hunter Schafer's in it, or if there's any prominent trans actor in a movie or TV show, I refuse to watch it purely based on they almost guaranteed to not hire this trans person for the acting talent. They did it to push an agenda. Full stop. It doesn't matter if on paper the script for the new Blade Runner looks good. Hunter Schafer's the star. I refuse to indulge in it, despite how much I love Blade Runner. With games specifically, DEI in games is not. Let me make sure I phrase this right. DEI in gaming is a problem, obviously. But the thing that I have the issue with is actually different than what a lot of people have the issue with. Now, do I like seeing the ugly bitches with man jaws? Fuck no. Not at all. But the bigger issue is the DEI behind the scenes that go into the day-to-day operations of how a company is ran. Oh, are you hiring a tranny or a black person because they're a tranny or a black person and they don't know how to fucking code, and so the game comes out a busted, buggy mess? Like, you could have, let's say that Halo, the Halo campaign involved didn't have that dumbass bitch with the that dumbass masculine bitch from SC. That game would still be bad, and it would still likely be for DEI reasons, because the people they hired to work on that game have no understanding of how to release a game that isn't broken, isn't buggy, doesn't have launching issues, doesn't understand art direction, because they're hiring people not based on merit. So like you could absolutely say that Halo Campaign Evolved, it suffers from DEI, even if that dumbass masculine, woman, UNSC soldier wasn't there. So now, obviously, again, I don't want to see ugly bitches in my games, but the DEI,
nobody does,
ESG stuff, and also I don't think ESG is near as big of a problem. I should say it's not near as big of a problem. Obviously, it is. There's only one real problem when it comes to ESG, and it's the S. Now, every single company that operates in the first world has ESG. That's just a fact. Being ESG compliant is 1000% a basically required thing to be a large business in the first world. People talk about Shift Up. Oh, they hired this DEI specialist. Didn't do a fucking lick of research. Shift Up has been ESG compliant since 2023. Like, if you're so against ESG, then you shouldn't have bought anything from Shift Up since 2023. And it's not like this was hidden or whatnot. You can just go to their website, look at their about section, and it's plainly been there. It's been in their filings on the website for 3, almost 4 years now. So if you, I'm not saying you personally hate, just people in general, if you really care about ESG, then you shouldn't play anything from Shift Up. The problem with ESG isn't ESG as a whole, it's the social part, and it's the activism they do within the social part. You probably make an argument for the G part, the governance as well, but like that's not usually, it's usually just like following proper laws and shit. It's not usually like, oh, we're going to donate to this politician. So that's my thoughts on that. I want to see what the comments are saying real quick.
The one thing I would add to that is I don't think you can fault people. I'm hearing an echo. I don't think you can fault people for not being aware, because a lot of folks don't spend their entire life on the internet like we do. You and I.
Not being aware is different. I'm talking about like people who claim they care about this. If you claim you care about it, you should do enough research to know what you're buying. Otherwise, you don't care. You're being performative.
Well, then, okay, then I can see the argument, and I think that like one of the things I have noticed too, like from my streams and from speaking out, because I do generally in my shows, they're set up as gaming. Mostly I do live streaming. I don't do a lot of videos because I just literally don't have time to do it. But in my live streams, I spend the first hour talking about whatever is going on, either be in gaming or in politics or any type of reform that is going on, to bring attention to different matters. And a lot of the things I hear in the comments and I hear during the live stream is people were not aware that things were happening. So they might care about something, but they're not going to come out and say, oh, this is my number one most important reason for gaming or for anything. This is the one thing that I would die on a hill on. They do care, but they also are not educated enough to actually understand what is going on. And particularly too, like with Sony, with GTA, with online security, privacy, with your ID being, and a lot of this stuff, a lot of people just don't really know. So it's like, but they're also not going around saying like, oh, this is like my number one thing that I care about, that like screw companies, I will burn you alive. They're not going that way.
Right.
They're just normies.
That's the distinction. It's like, it is our job to bring awareness to this stuff, but there are people that watch us because they already agree with us. There are people who be like, yes, no, if ESG is involved, I'm out. And I good goddamn guarantee you, they've not actually checked the company to see if ESG was involved. They just saw sexy characters in a video game and assumed no ESG. No, there was ESG. It shift up well before Stellar Blade ever released, for example. So like, if you're going to make hard stances like that and hard claims like that, then you clearly, or at least claiming you have a belief system, then I expect you to do your due diligence and, check and see if what you're purchasing isn't out, like, falls within or without that belief system.
But I would say though, like for me, like personally, like not everybody that watches my stream is gonna be a chud. I get also a lot of normies in my live streams too that are just
but
not
you're an
aware.
attractive woman. I'm a fucking white guy chud. I don't get normies in my live streams. I get people who usually already know what I'm talking, because people aren't coming to my streams to look at me. They're coming, like people come to your streams to look and listen at you. They're just here to listen to me, not look at me. Hayden Wayne with a 5-banger. Everyone has a line. Don't buy it when it crosses that line. And yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's why, just if you know the line is being crossed before you buy it, like we all know with GTA, and you still buy it, you're part of the problem. If you didn't know it crossed the line and you bought it, and then if you find out it crosses the line, that sucks. Definitely talk about it, preach about it, make X posts, videos, whatever. But if you know in advance, like we all know with GTA, and you still buy it, fuck you. You're part of the problem. Evan with a 5-banger. Sadly, most of us have purchased things that break our principles, even unintentionally. I have a few games I didn't know I had DEI until I was in. Yeah, there's a difference between doing it unintentionally, because if something is an accident, then it's not a break in your morals. Because like your morals are, based around, you make your decisions based around what you know. So if you don't know a thing, you're not breaking your moral code because there's nothing that you're going against. You have to actively choose to go against your own moral code. Hayden with another 10-banger. You can rally a group big enough to boycott something. You can't rally a group big enough to boycott something. Boycotts don't work. If it's ideologically driven, they don't care about profit loss, short-term loss, long-term gain. I wish boycotts worked. I mean, historically, we've absolutely seen boycotts work. You can't sit there and tell me boycotts didn't work when Ugly Sonic got changed to, well, the Sonic that we all know and love in the movies now. Boycotts do work. Now, I will say they rarely work, but I wouldn't speak in the absolutes that they don't work.
I disagree, Hayden. I mean, Hayden, you're amazing, you're awesome, but I disagree with you because there's only
also shout out, thank you for the rave, Jay, by the way, Jay Viper Rave, thank you, appreciate you, homie. Sorry, continue, hon.
Yeah, there are two emotions that drive people, and they move like sheep, right? Because they're cattle. Most people are cattle. We're talking about generally the normies. Most people are cattle. And there's two emotions that will drive them to do anything, including boycott. There's two emotions that would drive them to do something that would harm them. Anger and fear. So if you have anger and you have fear, yes, they're going to react that way, and they're going to make decisions that go, in against their best interest. So think about it, for example, because we're talking about boycotting. Boycotting is easy. Boycotting just means taking a stand and saying, I am not going to buy this, like moving forward from this company ever again. right? I mean, like that's my stance on boycotting. I don't think temporary boycotts do anything. I think if you're gonna boycott something, you should just cut it and then just like move it, like just completely done with it and just move on, right?
Yeah, like I did with Magic the Gathering. I have not given Wizards of the Coast my money in I think like half a decade now, and I have no plans to go back.
Yeah, so like say for example, if boycotts did not exist, then you tell me why there's fucking people in the union that go on strike for 5 to 6 months without no pay. They have no pay, and the only reason why they do it is because the unions mobilize them based on anger and fear. Right. So I think if we did better at mobilizing people, we could get people to boycott because the target audience
I'm going to interrupt
is
you
not
real
us.
quick because it's not because Hayden added the second thought to what he was saying. And I think that it plays in what you're saying. He says that people don't stick to boycotts, and I actually don't. I agree with you about mobilization, but I don't think mobilization is the key issue. I think that Hayden's actually right. It's the longevity. And because boycotts are a war of attrition, what side's going to break first? The side boycotting or the side providing the product that people are boycotting? And I agree that Hayden is often, he's right that oftentimes people break before the company. So I don't think it's a mobilization problem. I think it's a longevity problem because people don't, I mean, people get tired, or the message isn't pushed hard enough for long enough, or sometimes you push too hard and people get tired of it, things like that. So yeah, I think that's the real issue. That's just my opinion, but you can continue what you were saying. I just wanted to tell you what he said in response.
So part of like, when you said you're not gonna stick to boycotts, people have stuck to open-ended strikes for months and years. The people in Michigan, the nurses in Michigan struck, I think, for like 2 or 3 years, because I know somebody that was involved in that strike over in Michigan that was directly involved in those negotiations, and they talked to me about it. So they can stick to a boycott. It's just more of the matter of we're not communicating, we're not getting out there, we're not informing people, because
that's the big one. I think not informing people of how, like, it's one thing to be like, don't play this video game because the bitches are ugly. It's another one to say, hey, you look at all this mountain of evidence towards GTA 6. It will do irreparable damage to the gaming landscape, and to preach that message over and over and fuck you effectively need to brainwash people.
Well, I mean, I think like it's just, again, there is a matter of we're not informing the normies. They're not understanding what's going on. They don't understand what they're losing. They don't understand why this is important and what the steps that need to be done and what those steps are. So I know that when I am actually able to do a video, generally I lay out, this is what we need to do and this is why we need to do it this way, right? And this is what we need to do, because part of the information and part of what I look at when I'm doing a video is I'm educating the normies. I'm not just talking to the people who are clearly equally minded as me, because they're already there. They're already up there for saying, nope, we're going to boycott. Fuck Sony. I'm done. We need to reach the people that just don't have that information so that they understand why this is an issue. And I know I saw somebody in chat earlier on saying like, well, it's a losing battle. Why are you calling it a battle when you already lost the war? It's like, well, it's because you have to keep in mind what the goal is and what we're trying to preserve. If you give up, then we're not preserving anything at all. And apparently I need to change it to cosplay, so I'm going to
we definitely crossed threshold because the number of 359 is incorrect. I'm telling Dax trying to mess me on Discord because the chat's going off, so I'm missing his messages. But yeah, you change it to cosplay, I'll continue hitting the rest of you.
All right, I'll be back.
And Dax, sorry I'm putting you to so much work tonight. All righty. Rudako with a 5-banger. When Charlie Kirk thing happened last year, Bethesda Game Studio had some of their devs celebrating. Will anyone remember come Elder Scrolls 6? Will Leon care once Fallout 5 releases? I think this is a very fair question. I don't doubt this happened whatsoever. I'm not aware of it, and I don't remember it happening, but I don't doubt this happened at all. So the question is, will I care when Fallout 5 releases? Yes and no. It's not like, oh, I want Fallout 5 so much that I don't care. No, if there are devs involved in Fallout 5 that cheered for the death of Charlie Kirk, no, I will not purchase the game. Flat out. I won't. I would need to know what devs they were and whether they're involved with Bethesda. But companies change all the time. Like we always say, the Bethesda we have now is not the Bethesda that gave us Fallout 3. Well, by the time of Bethesda Fallout 5 might not be the Bethesda of when Charlie Kirk was murdered. So I would need to know, are those devs still there? You know, what are the repercussions for their actions, things like that. But yeah, if the devs are still there and there was no fucking punishment, no disavowalment, nothing, no, I would not buy Fallout 5. Absolutely not. But that's why I say that doing your research matters. That's why I think doing the research into the shift up thing I did today really mattered. And we will talk about that in a bit, but I want to hit all these soups. Shout out to Stellar Eclipse with the 5 jewels. Appreciate you. Hayden for an additional 10 banger. I just play what I want. I give my opinions on it and talk about it. What I don't like, especially they put DEI shit into it. I don't stream any of it. I'm just a gamer. And like, when it comes to playing what you want, I completely agree. Like, again, I always default back to the most recent example was Marvel Tokon. I'm a huge Technical Fighter fan. I'm a huge ArcSys fan, the company that made the game. And the game looked amazing from all the trailers. It was Dragon Ball Fighters and Marvel characters. Like, yeah, I was all in. Sevi purchased for me the sick ass like $100 deluxe edition ultimate version months in advance because she saw I was excited for it. And then after that, after the purchase was made, after the purchase was finalized, months later, all the shit comes out about it being tied to your PSN account, how you can't launch it on Steam without signing into PSN and all that shit. And it's like, well, that was fucking like I'm not upset she purchased the game for me. I'm never gonna say like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Like no, that would be rude and douchey and whatnot. But had either of us known in advance that was going to be a thing, I wouldn't have wanted it, and I can tell you she didn't really purchase it for me. So that's one of those things that came out later. I don't like it, and I addressed it afterwards. By the time that we learned about it, the damage was done because the product had been purchased. If it's something that you think you're gonna like, and then shit happens, that's one thing. Again, I just go back to if you know in advance the thing is bad and you still pay for it anyway, that's a problem. But yeah, play what you want. I agree with that fucking completely. Shout out, thank you for the 10 jewels. Stellar Eclipse is hiding. Matt Stanford, 13, tier 3, 100 to Leon Suffering, and we are well past that now. We're, see if Dax has messaged me. Not yet. I'm sure Dax will give me the number, because apparently the number I have here is inaccurate, but Dax will give me the right number on Discord, so I know what to update it, so you guys know how far we are away from Dustborn. And then Matt Stanford with a 4 banger saying, damn it! Through Aztec Wider with the 10 jewels, fought the Schnickles. And then 5 more jewels from Korean Cowboy. Let me play a clip for Matt, you absolute legend. For all those donos, thank you. This is for you.
I'm loving the game. The game would absolutely get a pretty high score from me.
How many bananas?
A solid 8.5 incher for sure.
I didn't, what? No.
And wouldn't it be nice to live together?
MDW Black Wolf with a 10 banger. Don't come into the live streams very often, but I wanted to show love and support to a couple of awesome and base creators. We certainly are that, and we appreciate you. Thank you very much, MDW Black Wolf, you fucking legend. Yes, I would like to think that. Now, I'm more base than Sev. Actually, she might be more base than me. I can't believe I'm saying that, but she's gone now, so it's going to be between you and me. But no, I appreciate the support, and whether you're watching the videos or watching the upload of the stream afterwards, you're here live. I just appreciate that you're here, so thank you so much. Tiger King says, Leon, you might want to take it easy on the ugly Sonic example because that's boycott, there's backlash. Well, the two are intrinsically tied together. Strong enough backlash leads to boycotts. Clearly, Paramount was terrified enough of like boycotts cost money if they're acted upon. If there's enough backlash and people don't go see the movie, which costs them money, that would be a boycott. So I think it's a perfectly valid example because the backlash was leading to a boycott. Paramount saw the potential financial damage that could do, and they rectified it. So they're intrinsically tied together. Anyway, thank you so much for the 10 banger, Black Wolf. Since you're not here very often, I certainly got to give you a clip. Here we go. Let's do this one.
Plan B! This is for everyone you've killed! England, murderer! Hold your fire! This man isn't black!
Perfect. And Dax gave me a number, not counting jewels, because nobody knows how to count fucking jewels. YouTube has not made that clear. 386. Let me update that real quick. Which means we are 14 away from making me play Dustborn live. 14 away. Holy shit. That is terrifying. Tire King, 5 jewels. Shout out. Thank you for the cancer, homie. Appreciate you. Mitchell Fields with 5 banger. Okay, I won't buy GTA 6 for you, but what if I strategically transfer equipment to an alternate location? But what if I strategically transfer equipment to an alternate location GTA 6 for you? If that means what I think it means, then I mean, I wouldn't play even if it weren't for the ideological stuff. To be fair, this is me. I wouldn't play GTA 6 anyway. I've already said I don't like GTA post PS2. I didn't like GTA 4. I didn't like GTA 5. This game could 100% been on the up and up. Could have had no ideological stuff. Could have had a completely physical release. I still wouldn't play it personally because I don't like GTA. But that's shout out, y'all did it. Bingo, bango, bongo. You got Stella Sevi Blade. There we go.
Yeah, because we were going to talk about Stellar Blade.
I think that's we're definitely on top of the Stellar Blade stuff. That's a brilliant cosplay to put on. Chat, I hope you were happy. You did this well fucking done. Moxie Dame with a 10 banger. Jew wolves are flaming faggots. I love the creativity that went into this to be anti-Semitic. That is the shit your boy loves to see. Well done. This is for you.
Utram Shredder? Sounds Swedish.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Can't you guys be serious about anything?
That's how you do it right there, son.
There you go.
Thank you kindly, Mox. Hayden with a 10 banger. DEI and ESG are tools of bridge. It's about hiding the tools, integrating them in the blood of the company. Ideology is the problem. These people sacrifice monetary gain for ideological gain. Yes, this is objectively correct. Bridge is the real threat. Bridge has been very quiet lately, which is worrisome, which means people aren't being as vigilant. I've been trying, and even I haven't really seen a whole lot going on out of them as of late. Bridge is the real danger. How far that has gotten since the drum up of the big information on it in like mid to late 2024 is interesting. But yeah, I mean, there's absolutely nothing incorrect about what Hayden is saying here. Nothing.
All right, I have to take the gloves off because the gloves feel like weird to me. I don't like wearing gloves. I like my hands just bare. So
that's fair. MDW Black Wolf with 440 jewels says Unk alert. Yes. Unk in general. Unk alert. Absolutely. The ultra nationalist conservative. Yes.
Oh, does this mean you now have to play Dustborn? Because I see you hit your goal.
Yep. Artemis on Trey for 14 says get to playing. So yep, I do in fact have to play Dustborn. I will stream Dustborn for you guys. That will be a thing that we do now because we have hit the goal.
Y'all can clip me all you want. I think Alyssa McConaughey has a nice ass, but I guarantee you she doesn't shave her armpits. So I'm good.
And a friendly reminder, fuck you, Leon.
This is
right now.
insane.
Banger. Steel for short. I was thinking pirate. I knew you weren't spelling out pirate, but I was like, oh, is he going to pirate it? But no, I still would not play a pirated version, but if other people are going to, I fully support it. I do fully support people playing pirated versions of GTA 6, just as a fuck you to Rockstar. Daxonar, member for 27 months, best mod in the whole damn land. You people are monsters. Making my boy play Dustborn is considered a war crime. Nonetheless, thank you and cheers, fam. Beautiful way to spend 27 months from a Super Saiyan God like motherfucking Daxonar. You'll love to see it. Guys, thank you so much. What an incredible turn of events. What an incredible night. Hayden with a five banger. Bridge has monthly online video meetings. They aren't quiet. They're making moves, changing the way people think is very live and healthy. No. I think maybe I just I didn't explain it correctly. It's not that they're not making moves. What I mean is that due to the political climate we have going on, everything with Israel, everything with Trump, they are not being the moves they're making are still very internal. They're based on the plotting and the scheming. They're not doing anything external because right now there would be political factors against them. So there's still the Jews hiding in the tunnels. That's more what I meant. But maybe I didn't come across like that saying that privately. So shout out. Thank you for the 5-banger, homie. Alrighty. Let's cover the Stellar Blade stuff real quick.
Perfect, because now I'm all geared up.
All right, let's do some scrolling.
Ooh, I
we're,
love it.
We're just gonna go fucking live on X to talk about this.
Oh, dangerous.
Yeah, it's quite dangerous. So you guys didn't see my video today. First of all, watch it. I break it down, but there's supposedly new information. But I'll give the short version. Pirate Nation posted this, and it went, viral. After 13 years of PlayStation, DEI specialist Jerome Benzadon is joining Shift Up as head of global communications. His professional profile lists product corporate communications as one of his areas of expertise, with a focus on DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. Benzadon has more than 20 years of experience in video game communications, having worked with PlayStation, Ubisoft, and THQ. His role will cover the company's global communications and campaigns, including its major games such as Stellar Blade, Nikke. And what he doesn't list here is also the upcoming Shinji Mikami game, which I can't wait for. And this is the section of his LinkedIn that says proficient in both product and corporate communications, focus on DE&I. And yeah, that was on his LinkedIn. Needless to say, I did a deep dive rabbit hole, and I look again. Here's the video. You can watch it after this, but this isn't exactly honest. So I put on X. There's some missing information here. Did Jerome Benzadon have ESG in his LinkedIn bio? Yes, except ESG was from 1998 to 2003, and it stood for École Supérieure de Gestion, a French business school. Makes sense considering he lives in Paris. As for time at PlayStation, since 2013, he was the senior PR manager of PlayStation France, doing things like coordination for Paris Game Week and giving interviews to French gaming outlets about status of things like Uncharted, PS4 VR, Kojima projects. By 2020, his role at PlayStation was upgraded to senior communications manager, and he basically just did PR events for all major games: Spider-Man, Helldivers 2, Soros, Gran Turismo 7, etc. There is nothing I can find in his history, interviews, prior job titles, old articles, or anything linking him to DEI as part of his job or job title. Hell, in most recent picks on Instagram, and this part's irrelevant. This is just me, trolling a bit. TLDR, Stellar Blade Blood Rain is likely fine. Same with the upcoming Shinji Mikami game he's tied to. He's literally just a marketing and PR guy. And that is the truth. Whether y'all like it or not, that's the truth. There is no evidence that anything the guy did, save for having it in his bio, on fucking LinkedIn, that his actual job had anything to do with DEI. I think most people don't know what the fuck PR is. PR.
No, of course they don't.
Say that again, hon?
No, of course they don't. Like you're assuming they understand. Like I think like your point was really well done in your video, by the way. But I think like you're assuming that people understand this. They see something on Twitter and they just run with it. They don't fact check. They just assume whatever's in the internet is true and accurate. Because why else would they figure it out? They can't.
Correct. And before we address any further, No Green Rocks, first of all, I hope you're doing all right, dude. I haven't heard from you in fucking ages. I hope you're doing good. Gifted 20 Words of Paradise memberships.
Whoa.
You fucking mad lad. First, to get you a couple of clips. To me, that is a total chud victory. And on top of that, let's give you guys some JoJo. Seriously, dude, shout out. Thank you so much. That's fucking wild. Who'd you hit? Let's see. I'm sure you got some fucking names, son. Well, you got Black Wolf, which is awesome. Lapis Lazarus, Dave Lemis, Mr. Vandrin, Iron Blooded Angel, Mechator, Vex Electronica, Bolsky, Big Man Dave, Lord Paradex, Fletcher NWO. I don't like some NWO. My Dirty Dirty Senpai, shout out. Fired Up Gaming. Man, you hit some good ones, homie. You hit some fucking good one. Yeah, Vex got sniped. Well done, man. Thank you so much. Truly appreciated. Let's see. I look at his work history and how well those companies are doing, given that THQ has been shut down for ages. He was there in 2005 to 2008, so that's kind of irrelevant. Ubisoft stock's in the toilet. He has been Ubisoft since 2012, back when their stock was not in the toilet. And Sony's looking at disaster Sony's looking at disaster through it as a challenge. Again, I mean, getting out of Sony is probably smart. Probably just saw the writing on the wall. But like, if you say you want to look at his history, the other companies he was at when they were kind of at their apex, their heights. But anyway, when it comes to PR, guys, he's a PR guy. PR people have no input on how the fucking game is made. It's not like he's it'd be one thing if he was in a consultation role, but he's not. So I don't get if he's never held a job title that has DEI in it, if there's no evidence that he advocated for DEI in any games, if his position doesn't allow him to influence games, what are we talking about? Like, just like I said in my video, DEI on your resume in the West is just a social currency. Now, that sucks. I don't like that's the world we live in. But everyone in high up positions, or like high that want to get into high up positions are gonna have that on their bio because it's expected in the Western corporate world.
Well, you have to keep in mind that, like, before Trump came into office and until maybe 2025, DEI was a requirement. It was required that companies follow DEI policies, and it was not until January 20th of 2025 when President Trump said illegal DEI needs to be discouraged and it will be prosecuted and investigated by federal agencies. So it was not until then that, like, they started to bring attention to DEI is not a good thing. Before that, so you have to keep in mind, before that, it was a requirement. It was a federal requirement required by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. If you have 50 or more employees, you had to submit a DEI report. So this was not them companies just trying to be all cuddly, and nice. It was also a requirement that they had to follow from the government. So the fact that it exists in people's resumes doesn't necessarily mean that they support the ideology or that they were pushing the ideology. I've had many friends. I have one particular friend that currently works for Activision in Call of Duty, and he's complained many times of PR people because they don't understand the game. They just go ahead and they follow whatever it is they're doing for their PR. And most of the time, the PR that gets pushed on has nothing to do with the Call of Duty game, or it has nothing to do with what they actually can or cannot do in the game because they don't talk to each other.
Yeah, and Devlin Red says, but is he going to be the foot in the door to hire the real DEI pushers? I mean,
it's a PR. It's a PR position. It's not a game developer. If we were talking about game developers, then we will have a very different conversation.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I don't think that having something on your LinkedIn bio is enough evidence to say anything, especially when if you look at his actual job history, all of his titles, all the things he did, not just for Sony, but for all the companies he worked for, when none of them are tied to DEI. I'm sorry, everyone's just grasping at straws. You have no evidence to back up your claims. And as far as him being the foot in the door to hire the real DEI pushers, I mean, I don't see evidence of that either. That's the thing is, like, all I'm getting from people is vibes and feelings and like, oh, I don't like the letters DEI, therefore I'm now going to make these baseless claims about Shift Up. Call me a wokey, I guess, but I need evidence. And I've not been presented with any evidence from anyone aside from doing basically what the woke is, which is doing what the woke does, which is making logical leaps to back up their own worldview.
Yep. So I wanna say something because our Artemis says like it was not required. It was required because every year, if you have again like certain employers, if you have a 50 or more employers, or if you get federal money, you have to submit an EEO 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, depending on the type of industry that you're in. And it was a requirement based on that to meet a certain quota. And that's why a lot of websites from companies way back when talked about hitting a quota. This is why the social service talked about hitting a female quota, is because of those reports that were required by the EOC. So just look up EEO 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then you can see all the different requirements that they are. Right now, because Trump passed the executive order on January 20th of 2025, he said illegal DEI needs to stop. And the EEOC, as of this year, has not made that a requirement this year.
Also, Jay, I did not leap to decide it was a currency to have DEI on your resume. That is a factual statement. That's not a leap. When you don't have DEI on a resume, we've had many people out loud say, if you do not include this source on your resume, you have a less likely chance of being hired. That is not a leap. There's evidence to back that up. People have made those claims. Companies outright acknowledged it. And as Sevi said, it was the law. I'm going to trust the lawyer over you saying I made a leap. I didn't make a leap. I have evidence for that claim. Also, guys, we've all lied on resumes. I did IT for 7 years. I literally stole this meme and put it on my resume, and I got hired to work for a Fortune 500 company to do IT. This is how to incorporate D&D into your resume. By the way, Future Over You in the chat is my IRL best friend. He can confirm I did this on my resume. Met with coworkers for twice weekly creativity and conflict resolution exercises. Gained necessary experience that promoted character and skill growth. Learned to quickly assess the proper tools to resolve situations. I had all 3 of these as skills on my resume. It was just me incorporating D&D. I just took a meme, put it on my resume, and I got into a Fortune 500 corporate job for 7 years doing IT. Future says yes, he did. So people say shit on their resume all the time. Shout out my boy Spiritu becoming a member. What up, homie? I don't know if you were here. We read into your video earlier, but it was a great video. Shout out, thank you, brother. Unless anybody can give me evidence, actual evidence, not vibes or feelings about the quote unquote DEI specialist, which has never been his job title in any position he's ever held, then I'm sorry, y'all are just acting like the left, which is this doesn't meet my ideological criteria. Therefore, I'm going to be emotional and upset spaghetti about it. Let's see. One dude I was checking wrote his resume looked like code. Cringe. I can't discount it without evidence that he stated something against DEI. That's what. Wait. I can't discount it without evidence that he stated something against DEI. That's the onus is not on him to do that. The onus has never been on him to state anything against DEI. You're not following the proper logical steps to make an argument here. This is literally fallacious thinking. You're trying to attempt I don't remember the name of the fallacy, but this is a logical fallacy that people try to use in debates all the time. There's a name for it, but I'm blanking on it. But no, you're not being fair because you're using illogical fallacies to try and hold to your opinion, Jay. That's the thing. You might not realize you're doing it, but you actually there's no logic to back up your statement beyond, I haven't seen it, therefore I can't discount it exist. I also good goddamn guarantee you've never seen $1 million in real life. But you don't discount that $1 million really does exist. He doesn't need anti-DEI statements. No one made the claim he was anti-DEI. You are assuming a claim, Jay. No one made the claim he was anti-DEI. Where's that claim? Where did anybody say that he's anti-DEI? Even in my own video, I said I doubt he is. So again, you need to actually assess the claims that are being addressed. What is my claim? Steelman my argument, Jay. Steelman my argument if you want to have this debate, because I guarantee you'll lose, because I know I'm a much better debater than you. Now, what were you about to say, hon? Also, you need me to define steel man in your argument, Jay? I can do that. Sorry, go on, hon.
No, you're good. You're good. I think like I think there is a miscommunication because I don't think he understands what the argument is because
I don't think he does either. That's why I said
because I
steel
think
man it.
yeah, because I think he's coming from the perspective of again like being like saying a statement about DEI, being pro DEI, being against DEI, being neutral are all very different things, but I don't think that's what you're saying in any event.
No. My claim is simply this, is that there is no evidence based on what he has done in his prior jobs, prior job titles, and prior the actual duties within his jobs that indicate he is a DEI specialist, nor that Shift Up hired him for any sort of DEI purposes, nor that his new job description has anything to do with DEI. Those are my claims. And until you can address those claims and show me evidence to attempt to debunk those claims, anything you have to say is irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Let me just. I think like that's a really good point. I think that the idea that there is such a thing as a DEI specialist is a bunch of bullshit, because that is a made up term to make people feel warm and fuzzy. You know, and I'm gonna laugh so hard because. I do know that because I've had discussions with people from the government where they have gone out of their way and use the archive of the internet to see how companies and people are representing their programs or their companies as being DEI lovers. And they have gone so far, and I know for a fact, the Department of Homeland Security, hey guys, Googleable information right here that you can go to the press release in the Department of Justice, because I subscribe to it, and poor Leon has to hear my rants about it most
I
of
hear
the
about
times.
it a lot, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, so where they have gone especially and particularly against universities because of this shit they say about DEI. And I love it because it is on the Internet Archive. So it's like our Internet Archive for the win.
Well, Jay, you still have yet to steel man my argument, so I'm waiting for that, but I will address this. His only public statement is being pro DEI. You can't wash away. I don't think he's poisoning was not a nothing burger either. I think it is a nothing burger because a public statement is irrelevant. People publicly say shit all the time that isn't true or that they don't believe. I could say publicly right now, and I think Sevy does not look good in that outfit. It'd be a lie. I don't believe it. That's a complete lie, by the way, babe. My point is, I could publicly make that statement. That doesn't make it true. So it is a nothing burger in that you have not given me any evidence that any work he did, what he said is irrelevant. I care about the actions. You have not shown me any work he did that fostered and promoted and advanced DEI.
Look, this is very easy information, Jay, if you want to have the argument. One is figure out where he worked and what projects he was involved in as part of his PR campaign, and then see what campaigns within those projects he was working on to then determine how he framed those projects. And there you go. You know, and then you can
I
see
pulled up interviews with the dude. You know what he did? He just answered questions as a PR guy. Like, hey, how do you feel about the PlayStation VR? Oh, it's going to be about the price of a console, but I can't say too much beyond that because I can only repeat what the CEO says. That's what PR is, by the way. PR is just finding ways to repeat what the CEO says in a way that the masses can understand. So if the Shift Up CEOs tell him to say something, but say it in a PR-friendly way, that's his job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I said, like, look to see what campaigns he worked in versus just also being a mouthpiece. But again, very Google information.
Most of his campaigns, by the way, when I looked into it, was him putting on game events, like basically like France's versions of things like E3 or Summer Game Fest or PlayStation Showcase. Basically, the things he did for Sony was organizing in-person events for game showcases and then answering interviews. That was effectively his job.
Yeah. Well, anyway, there you go.
DEI is just a public relations thing. Yeah, DEI is a public relations thing. Exactly. And for somebody whose entire career has been public relations since 2005, and now we're in 2026, yeah, I would fully expect somebody, whether they agree with DEI or not, I would fully expect somebody in a Western corporate environment who works in PR to have that in their resume, because that's effectively standard. Like the company I worked for, super right-wing company. I'm not going to say what they were, but they're quite the right-wing company. One of the only right-wing Fortune 500 companies in America that I'm aware of, actually, which might narrow down who I work for, by the way. But anyway, even though they were a super right-wing company, because of government mandates and training and whatnot, we had to have the seminars on, like, safe work environments, safe environments for minorities. And everybody at the company were like, just do it and get the fuck over with. We don't care about this shit. However, because it was legally obligated, because that was what was said, hey, these are the mandated training materials you have to use, we did it. But, like, no one fucking cared.
Yep.
A public statement by someone in such a position has consequences. Don't hire a mouthpiece who would say things he doesn't believe or represent the game. That's not his job. Is not to say what he believes. You completely misunderstand. You're working PR. Your job is not to say what you believe. Your job is to say what the company tells you to say. That's why you're hired for the job. They're not. People don't hire individuals for public relations for ethics and morals. Let's be real. Like, you have a whole lot of people in PR coming out and saying glowing things about Hassan Piker and Joe Biden. That's because that's their fucking job. I guarantee you that people that do good PR for Joe Biden know the motherfucker's a monster. But it doesn't matter. Their job was to make him look good. So they do their fucking job. Now, you could disagree that that's a good way to work things. I don't like that that's how the world works, but that is the way the world works.
I mean, generally, people should strive to find a job that they agree with and that fits their morals, but not everybody does. Most people get a job because it just pays the bills.
But also, I don't like the idea that, because I've seen a lot of people being like, he needs to come out and denounce DEI right now. Why? Why are you asking for the same moral purity testing as the left that you just spent the last 10 years denouncing? Why does he have to say anything? DEI just means necessary economic infrastructure. By the way, guys, we've already been going so long. We'll keep going for this additional, like let's say 14 minutes or so. I will move the extended portion of the show where I bring you guys on to the Sunday special stream, because it's already almost 2:30 in the morning. Today's show went crazy and wild, but I am enjoying this discussion. We'll continue having it. We'll go for another 15, 20 minutes, so that we can keep having the discussion. But yeah, like, we will extend the show and bring you guys on the Sunday special stream. I just, with it being 2:30 in the morning, I only got 2 hours of sleep. I last night, so I'm run on E. I think it's best to wait. And Artemis, I don't disagree with this mentality. The wait and see mentality, I don't disagree with. And that's when I see things like Pirate Nation. I think Pirate Nation is a scourge on what we're trying to do, like here in the gaming space and on YouTube. I think that Pirate Nation posts inflammatory shit that is not researched in the slightest, with a very ideological bend to it, no different than what the left does, and people run with it because since he's a big account, they feel like they don't have to fact check him. But when you do fact check Pirate Nation, I think Pirate Nation is a fucking idiot grifter account. I do, which is why I looked into it myself, and lo and behold, oh man, he has ESG in his bio. Yeah, ESG was the name of the fucking school he went to. It was so easy to Google. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm not against the wait and see. The dude isn't in a position to have an effect on the games. He's removed DEI from his bio, which I would think is what people would want. He's removed it. Is that not what you... But it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. If he removed it, he's trying to scrub it and cover it up. If he keeps it there, he's a DEI specialist. Well, then he lost either fucking way.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Let's see. Pirate Nation is insult to pirates everywhere. So is pirate software. I went to my own research. I could no, you couldn't care less. Couldn't care less what a big account says. I use my own experience in the corpo world. Anecdotal evidence is still evidence. It's again anecdotal, but it's at least evidence that informs a worldview. People at Disney glaze the slop they put out all the time, despite internally knowing that they're crap. It's almost like people just regurgitate what the company tells them to regurgitate. Right. Well, and Disney was actually the example I used earlier on X today, and that like when it comes to DEI being a currency, yeah, Disney makes people put fucking pronouns in their bios. So when they tried to make Gina Carano do it, and she pushed back against it, people don't realize Gina Carano was independently wealthy. She comes from a family that owns hotel chains or casinos. I don't remember which. Point is, she's independently wealthy. Gina Carano had the means and status to fight against Disney. 99.9% of the population that work for Disney fucking don't have that. So they're just going to do what Corpo tells them. Why would this guy be any different? Do you think this dude would have the resources to fight against Sony if they decided to, if he opted to not put pronouns in his bio, for example, and they cost him his job over that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's insane to me that people don't realize how cutthroat and and ridiculous the corporate world is, and how most people in the corporate world don't have power. He put them in his bio, the internet's forever. Yeah, and that's not an argument, Jay. The internet being forever isn't an argument. I don't know what point you're trying to make when you said the internet's forever. So I do not take shit that was said 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever, seriously. Because it was said 5, 10 years ago. Now it's fine to remind people, find anything like, hey, just so you know, this was the case then. But there's no evidence that that is the case now. I missed the other stuff. Oh, hold on. I didn't realize I missed other stuff. One sec. Chat's moving fast. No, I'm not seeing another one. Is it not showing on my end? Hold on. Most hires should be based on merits. Most hires should be based on your merits on your resume. I mean, that's not the way the world works. That's wishful thinking. If he's good with PR, he can handle social media. And I think he's been handling it well. You want to know how I know he's been handling it well? He hasn't made a statement. You never make a statement. Like, how many times have we said, like, let's say when Nick Fuentes or Donald Trump or when any of these people, quote unquote, bend the knee, how many times have we said in videos and live streams, nah, your best thing is to just shut up and let it pass? Yeah. Seems to me like that's what this dude's doing. He has not made a statement. He's not come out to publicly say anything. He's not disavowed DEI. He's not approved of it. Homie's got his job regardless. Shift Up is not going to fire him simply because some people on the internet are throwing a fit about him having DEI on his resume. Like, he is doing that's how you know he's good with PR, mind you, is he has not made a statement.
No.
Yeah, Emmons, good PR equals shut your mouth. Bingo, bango, bongo. And I just, the people that think that Shift Up is compromised because a PR guy had DEI on their resume is wild to me. Like, I literally can't grasp how people make that logical leap. He's saying it's bad optics. I mean, so, you mean Jay was saying it's bad optics because of the internet being forever. I don't disagree about that. There's plenty of stuff. Hey, Trump basically won 2, 3 elections with nothing but bad optics. Optics kind of, for the people that can parse through the optics and actually take a look at the evidence, optics become irrelevant. You've also got a lot of these people in these companies leaking stuff to people like Neurotic all the time. Also, these people don't do all the company I's and cross the T's. Yeah, that's another huge thing. Is like when Chaz Stahelski, the guy that created Keanu Reeves, Dog Dead, John Wick, when Chaz Stahelski came on Joe Rogan and he said something to the akin of, "Oh yeah, we listen to Critical Drinker, we listen to all these guys." he fucking told the secret out loud. Hollywood listens to people like Critical Drinker. Now, they're not the fact that Chad Stahelski had the balls to say that out loud. Oh, yeah, these people are listening. They know. Putting up a corporate front and whatnot, that might be good optics for the uninformed. Chad Stahelski blew the whole thing open just on a single episode of Rogan. I'm not saying shit up was compromised. I'm saying he is likely a bad hire or an unnecessary problem. I certainly don't think he's a bad hire. It seems like by all accounts, he did excellent at his job at all the jobs he's had. Again, I'm looking at merit. By all accounts, he actually did a very good job at his jobs. As far as an unnecessary problem, he's never done anything that I can find to be a problem. People are making 3 letters on a website a problem. Show me something he has done. Because again, we're supposed to be the group of people that care about merit, that care about, can you do your job? How well can you do your job? Hypothetically, we're supposed to be the people that say, we don't care if you're black. We don't care if you're gay. Are you good at your job? So by all accounts, he is neither a bad hire or an unnecessary problem, because with the evidence we have, everything on him is merit-based, and he has been successful at his job. By merit, he did his job as a PR guy. Hell, he made Soros sound good. That's an excellent argument, Artemis. I'm going to be real. PR Soros, PR Marathon are his latest. Not great. And he left PlayStation and jumped ship to Shift Up. Sorry, for like a myriad of massive games that he's done and 2 flops. That's fine. You're going to have some L's no matter how good you are at your job. Even the best lawyers in the fucking world take L's. Do they not, hun?
Yeah.
He was at PlayStation for 13 years, at Ubisoft before that, at THQ before that, all when they were at the height of their power. No, by all accounts, he did a good job. Just because you're given a shit job doesn't mean you can't do a good job with it. Marathon's not shut down yet, the last I checked. Concord is. I would say he did a good enough job at his job, considering Marathon is still active and running. Marathon's outlasted Highguard. Marathon outlasted Concord. Marathon outlasted all of the live service games that PlayStation didn't even get out the door. No, I'd actually say he did fine enough job with Marathon. That was an unwinnable scenario. That is that is a fucking Kobayashi Maru to be the kid PR guy for, and he still came out clean on the other side, working for Shift Up. And yeah, Artemis is correct. I mean, what PR did Marathon even really have? Not you though, right, Sevi? You're surely undefeated in court.
Most cases I've won, not everything.
What would you say your win-loss ratio is? 90-10?
I don't know. I don't have that number. I would have to look it up.
Yeah, Anthem as well. To be fair, Marathon should be shut down. Well, yeah, Marathon should be shut down, but we're not talking about with the game itself. We're talking about whether or not he did his job properly. I know you're not being super talkative right now, hun, because you seem like you were fucking just burning up.
Yeah, I'm having issues. It's just, this is too hot. You guys don't understand. This is a really, really thick outfit. This is really, really thick. So I'm like sweating here. So I'm really like, I just need to like move around and change into something else.
We'll be done in 3 minutes, babe.
Okay.
Book of Grudges with a 5-banger. Leon, sometimes it doesn't matter how many crayons you use to explain things. There's going to eat purple ones and call them great flavor. I know. I just it drives me fucking crazy. It does. It drives me crazy. Is this a cosplay outfit? Do you want to explain your cosplay outfit?
This is Stellar Blade. This is the Stellar Blade cosplay outfit that we hit the goal, which was I think 350. So once we hit the goal, I changed into this wonderful outfit. It's a onesie and it's super thick. So it's kind of like the Asuka Evangelion cosplay outfit too, which thankfully that's not the one I'm wearing, because otherwise I would be really miserable, because at least this one has like the Asuka one is like completely full. So
oh, I thought it was Miku. I thought Miku normally wore blue. Yeah, no, that's the default outfit in Stellar Blade.
This is Eve.
Marathon's getting dragged to its grave so they can convince the dummies giving them money they should trust them. Right, but it's still being dragged to the grave as opposed to all the others I listed that are either dead way faster than Marathon or never even made it out the gate. So by that metric, kind of successfully did his job. Like, and even in my video, I made fun of him for being the PR guy for Marathon, to be fair. I made fun of him for that. But, like, the fact of the matter is, none of the games I listed that are dead now did he have credits on. None of the games that never came out can we find credits for him, because obviously they never came out. So, yeah, the bad game, Marathon, came out, but it's still alive and going as opposed to those others. That means that he is at least competent enough of his job that the PR has kept the game at least on life support. You can't say that for some of those others. I'm not even talking about Marathon. I'm talking about him. Marathon cannot be shut down. Marathon needs to be. Marathon needs to be shut down. Retromeister forgave that Gina had help from Elon with the case. He's going to do his version of mailing a choice now. Supper. Well, I don't know what that means, but to be fair, Gina didn't need Elon to help her. Again, she's independently wealthy and comes from a wealthy family. But the optics and the PR of Elon helping was a big deal. Shout out to Tampa Bay for the sub. Thank you, homie. Nacho Miku Ferret. I don't know what that means. I refuse to make a jiggle physics joke for Eve towards a married woman. Too soon. Yes, I would appreciate you do not do that. Thank you. Bless Marathon for its never-ending content. I will agree with you there for sure. Sony can't shut Marathon down. They already told the investors they need to see it through. Honestly, GTA probably going to make up for a lot of that loss. GTA is subsidizing Marathon. Elon should, nah, I don't want Elon owning Disney. Elon already owns X. He already owns SpaceX. He already owns the Boring Company. He already, Elon owns several companies. I don't want all the most powerful companies in the world in the hands of one rich guy, even if it's a dude who, at least right now, agrees with us ideologically. I think that's a very bad precedent to set. People give Chrono too much of a pass when she settled. They wouldn't have gotten the lawsuit that far. People didn't support her over the years. People turned heel, let her rebuild her career. I also don't like that she settled. To be fair, I think this shit should have been taken to Discovery, but I also think I would like to be a fly on the wall in that back room to know what Disney and her talked about. I'm tired of having to wrap early. Also, Leon debates Jay for an hour. To be fair, it's fun. I like a good debate. I do. I just, I do like a good, nice, healthy debate. It's pragmatic, but feels wrong. And bingo, you just summed up this whole situation. We'll end on this because Tiger King just accidentally summed up this whole situation. What Shift Up has done with this Jerome guy is pragmatic, but to people it feels wrong. It feels wrong because he had the nasty, evil 3-letter words in his resume that people don't like. DEI. However, from Shift's Up perspective, this is actually very pragmatic. Very pragmatic. Dude has a successful PR career for the last 21 years. Shift Up has now gone independent, which means they need PR for their independent company. They can't rely on PlayStation anymore. Why is it not pragmatic to take somebody with a 21-year successful history in PR for video games, spanning multiple companies, to snatch him from the burning ship that is PlayStation to join them? That is pragmatic as fuck. But it feels wrong to people because DEI. It's not an acronym, it's initialism. An acronym is when you pronounce the letters as if they're all together, like ASAP. ASAP, HARP, DARPA. Those are acronyms. Initialism is when you say the letters. So DEI is not an acronym. Anyway, thank you, Tiger King, for accidentally putting a beautiful little bow on this. Let me see if anyone's live. We'll be doing some raiding. While I'm figuring out who we're going to raid, Sevi, tell the people who you are, what you do, what you got going on, the whole nine.
Yep. Hello, everyone. I'm Sevi. I'm a lawyer. I'm a gamer. You can check out my channel at Sevi Love. I dropped a video today talking about the Chauvin appeal trial and how Minnesota broke the law and how Minnesota is probably going to get away with it. So if you haven't checked it out, go check out my channel.
It's a great video, guys. I watched it earlier. Give it a watch. It's if you care about stuff like that, very cool.
Yeah, and we talked about what happened, what laws were broken, and why Minnesota is probably going to get away with it. So make sure to check it out.
As for me, guys, first of all, videos and streams nearly every day. If you've not watched my Celebrate video today, the video about the situation we were just talking about, I would truly appreciate if you did so. In my opinion, I broke it down quite well. I really like doing the edited videos and like as opposed to doing stream clips. I've been doing more and more of those. So I've done several of those recently. Did one on Crunchyroll. Check that out if you haven't. But yeah, all in all, videos and streams nearly every day. Likely there will be stream clips of what we covered today. The shoe on head stuff is what's going up tomorrow. You guys were insane tonight, like with your generosity. I say it all the time, and yet I still feel like I don't say it enough. Oh shit, Future's right. Spin the wheel. We do have to do that. We have to spin the wheel, and then we'll get out of here. I thank you for
While you do that, can I change?
Yes, you can go change because I know you were dying in that. Although you're the one that chose to put that on.
Okay, that's true. That
Stand
was
up and
this
show
is
chat
totally.
before you do. I assume it's appropriate. Is it?
No, it is appropriate. It is a onesie.
All right. So yeah, chat base 350. Stand up and show them the full onesie.
I guess it's appropriate. I don't have my camera too zoomed in, so it's just gonna focus on my boobs because I don't have it too zoomed in. But
back, woman.
Wait, I can't hear you. Say it again.
Step back so that you're just all in frame.
No. Oh God.
I'm not going to make you. Obviously, that would be fucking uncool to do. I'm just saying that
No, I'm gonna change really quick. I'm too hot. I'm too hot to post. I'm sorry. I'm too hot.
All right, sounds good. Well, guys, go to Sevi's channel where she does more cosplay. All right, let's do this. All right. The only rules are it needs to be a movie I've either never seen before or it's been so long since I've seen it that it would be like watching it over for the first time. I need 9 more movies for the wheel spin for this upcoming Thursday's watch party. It also needs to fit within the time constraints of I need to be streaming with Hypno within about an hour and a half to 2 hours after. So Artemis and Trace's I actually have not seen Obsession. Yeah, we'll put Obsession on there. I actually have not seen Obsession. The Outlaws, Korean. Tango. Let me check the runtime on Tango and Cash first. Yeah, okay. Tango and Cash. We'll be cutting it close. We can do that. Tango and Cash. The Crow Salvation. All right. I like it when we get the bad movies in there. Takapi. We'll put Takapi on it right now. Takapi. I've seen Red Line. I love Red Line. That's a great pick, but I've seen it. Yeah, no. Red Line is an excellent pick, but I've seen it.
This is so much better. Now I'm just in my crop top and shorts. This is so much better.
Starship Troopers 1988.
Oh, that's a good one.
I've seen one Starship Troopers movie, and I watched it in like 5th grade.
This is so much better. Oh my God.
Better than Wicked Prayer. Which one's the 4th one with Edward Furlong? I unironically like that one. It's not good, but I unironically like it. Mortal from 2020. The Crow 2024. Y'all are fucking evil. That's a disgusting pick. King of New York. I think that's the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. All right. Time to spin the wheel.
The wheel has been spun.
All right. Matt has been trying to get us to watch this for months now, and it looks like we are finally doing it. You'll love to fucking see it. Let me go ahead and throw this in here real quick, like. All right. Now, as I was saying before we had to do the movie spin, first of all, we will be doing the Sunday special stream on Sunday. We will be doing the part of the show that extends where we bring you on and we play Jetbox and all that. We will do that on Sunday. So if you donated tonight, just DM me. That way I know that, because obviously the people that donate tonight are the ones that will get priority to come on Sunday. But yeah, you guys were incredibly generous tonight. You guys were absolutely insane. Like, I had the greatest job in the world, and it's purely because of you guys. I can't thank you enough. Truly, thank you so much. I don't know what to say. So, excellent night. We're going to raid Alec Baldwin's finger, assuming he's still alive. Let me refresh. Yes, he is. We're going to rate Alec Baldwin's finger on both Kick and YouTube. Make sure to tell him Vital Idol Raid. And until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise. Deuces.